How is it going, folks? We are live here for Montreal versus Tampa Game 7. I'm surprised there's only been one Game 7 to come out of this first round, considering how crazy this entire first round has been. So it's kind of weird that there's only one Game 7, but we are here for Montreal, Tampa Bay, which is going to be an absolute, I don't even know what to, what do we think this game is going to be? Because this series has been so chaotic, so all over the place, but it's been so consistent, if you know what I mean. Every single game has been so close, and I don't know. I'm very curious to see how this game goes. But how is it going, everybody? It's good to see you guys come in. Say hello if you're dropping by the stream right now. We're going to be here for the next couple hours, reacting and just going crazy over this Montreal-Tampa Game 7. Let us know in the chat early on, what do you think is going to happen tonight? Do we see Montreal come out and respond after Game 6? Do we see Tampa Bay just being the absolute villains here and capturing this Game 7? I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know what I'm going to go with. Hey, Jacob starting out the stream today with a $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Saying, let's go Habs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the thing is, Jacob brings up a good point here because I've been a big fan of Tampa. I've been a big fan of Montreal for a long time now. I've been leaning Montreal in this series just for who I've been rooting for, but I've kind of just been enjoying every single second of it and how hot-blooded this entire series has been up to this point. But yeah, let us know in the chat if you guys are cheering for the Montreal Canadiens. Get some Go Habs. We're gonna see how this one goes. I'm still hesitant. I don't know if it's gonna be Montreal winning this. It was a super close Game 6. They had just so many chances, and then you had that Gonzalez goal just as a just an absolute heartbreaker for them. What are you guys thinking? Are we thinking that Montreal wins it? Are we thinking Tampa gets it done? Now, in terms of the injury situation, let me know in the chat. Do we have confirmation on Noah Dobson? I know that Victor Hedman is out. I know that that's confirmed, but I'm not sure if Hedman, or I'm not sure if Dobson is confirmed in the same way. All right, let me get Jacob here as the last donator. Thank you, my man. Appreciate the $2. And also, we got Leif coming in here with the 4-month membership here. Obviously not a fan of Toronto, but what are your thoughts on at least hiring John Chayka as their new GM? I fear it will go disastrously. I have so many complicated feelings about this, dude. So many complicated feelings because Chayka had such high highs in Arizona, but unbelievable lows. Not even just doing the illegal practices before the draft combine, but just in terms of his trades, it felt like for every great trade he made like 2 really iffy ones, and I'm just not sure what to think about it. I think for Toronto, the hope is that he's kind of matured since his Arizona stint and that he kind of is able to learn from that in a way, because he was super young when he was with Arizona. Hey, thank you for the 279, Riker. It pains me to say this as a Sens fan, but go Habs. Wow. I don't know if I don't know. I didn't think I would ever see that. A Sens fan saying go Habs? Somebody clip this. Thank you so much for the 279, Riker. I appreciate that. Let me get you up on the big board here. Let's do it. Let's get it going. Riker is now up as our last donator. Thank you both to Riker and Jacob. We got a Habs fan, we got a Sens fan donating. It's almost like we have it's almost like 2 gangs have just come together and are best friends now. It's so heartwarming. Game time decision, Alexander? Okay. So Dobson, not officially confirmed, but we'll see once we get a bit closer to things. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that. Because, yeah, that's really interesting part of this series because Dobson, of course, hasn't played. And my feeling if Hedman came in was that he would be a bit cold. So, I don't know. If you're Montreal, there's the factor of going into the playoffs cold like Dobson has. Would you... I feel like I would most times out of 10, but would you think about maybe not having Dobson in the lineup, even if he's healthy? Because we don't know how healthy he'll actually be. If he's a game time decision, it seems like it's kind of up in the air right now. So if it's like a 75% healthy Dobson, do you even play him? I don't know. I mean, for Montreal especially, I feel like they're in a spot where their defensive depth has kind of been all over the place. So I feel like no matter what, you probably go yes. But it's an interesting thought, considering it seems like Hedman will be out for Tampa. He has to be better than Struble at 70%. Okay, that could be true. That could definitely be true. I could see that. I mean, Struble, man, Struble had such a great start, and I feel like, at least in his career, and I feel like he's just kind of stagnated since then. It's a little bit of a shame. Very confident Dobson will play for what it's worth. Yeah, it's seeming like at least he has a much better chance. I don't like these two teams since I'm a Bruins fan living in Washington, but I have to say go Habs because I love Carey Price. Ooh, okay, okay. Bruins fan going for the Habs. Wow, has hell frozen over? By the way, let me give some shout outs to everybody here in the chat. We got Jasmine, we got Leif, we got Jacob, Hockey88, we got Giuseppe in here. Let's see, we got CK Stevens. This is the first time I've ever cheered for the Habs. My dad is a Habs fan, so I've always gone against them. Oh, CK, interesting. I mean, quite bold to go against your dad, but I like it. I like it. Pave your own path, CK. Pave your own path. Hey, right with the 279 again, coming in with the back-to-back. Grav, who would you draft at 32nd for Ottawa? Yeah, that's the interesting part. We're going to do, once the playoffs are actually over, we're going to do like a full top 32, of course. After the draft lottery, we'll do another one in terms of the teams that have been eliminated up to this point. But I don't know. Ottawa's in a weird spot. I feel like they aren't going to go right defenseman. They've already gone for that in Hensler and Jakubchuk, so you can erase that. I feel like at 32... I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a I think honestly they'll just go for a forward if I had to imagine. In terms of who I think could be good fits around that range, let me just look up at my list right now. I could see potentially a Brooks Rogowski if the Sens love their big guys, good puck protector, great shot, doesn't have a ton more outside of that. I could see like I don't think Maddox Dagenet is going to be there, so I don't think he's an possibility. I could see like a Ryder Cali. He was on the U18s for the Canadiens this year. He looked really good, especially in terms of the intensity, how good he is at winning puck battles. He's just kind of a simple player at the end of the day, but a great forechecking guy. Kind of reminds me of like a wing Cole Baudouin in a little bit of a ways. Not as stingy, but up that alley, I would say. I could see like a defenseman, maybe if you wanted to go for more of a defensive D, like a Georgios Pantelis or maybe a Luke Schreier. But I think they most likely go forward if I had to bet. Though at least right now they could have a good chance, like an Ilya Morozov maybe. So a few names that I think could be interesting for them. But thank you for the dono. Appreciate that, Riker. Yeah, we got about, let's see, we got about 20 minutes until the game's supposed to start. But of course, we know it's the playoffs, so it's going to start like 20 minutes after that. So about 40 minutes until we get into it. Quinn saying, go Habs. Thomas with the Go Canada. Cooch for the MVP. Good to see you in the chat. Says the Go Bolts. Actually, okay. I want to know. Let's get a poll. Should we get a poll going? Should we get a poll going to see what's the spread? How many Habs fans to Lightning fans do we have? Should we get a poll going? Let us know, because I can get that fired up for us. Which NHL team would Pim from Smiling Friends be a fan of? Oh my goodness, Jimmy, you're speaking my language now. Pim is a great man at heart. He looks out for others. He's got such a great adventurous attitude, but at the end of the day, he just loves people. He loves great people. He loves troubled people to try to make them better. But I feel like in terms of what Pim would gravitate towards, I feel like it's a team that has just a lot of like good youth, a lot of fun to them. Honestly, I could see him liking a team like Montreal. But I feel like I feel like Pim is a San Jose Sharks fan. I just feel like he's a Sharks fan. Something like that. I have just a feeling inside my bones that he would be a Sharks fan. Yes, let's get a poll going. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, start a poll. Who are you cheering for? Let us know. We're going to get a poll going. We got Canadiens as well as the Lightning. All right, let's see. I'm very curious to see. I'm going to guess like 80-20 Montreal if I were to guess my audience. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Maybe you guys will surprise me. I'm a Columbus fan. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm a Stars fan, but hey, we're just here to watch some good hockey at the end of the day. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I mean, for me at least, I'm just here to watch a great game between two teams that I really like, and I'm hoping that they just don't kill each other because for whoever advances on, I want them to win in round 2, basically. I want the Canadiens to win from Thomas. My anxiety is through the roof. If they're out, Buffalo is the only team I enjoy rooting for. Really? Out of all the teams remaining? Not even like the Ducks? Nothing for the Ducks? I mean, I guess when you think about who is actually remaining for me personally, I'm definitely not rooting for Colorado or Minnesota. I hope they both die in that series, respectfully. Definitely not rooting for Vegas. Definitely in the East, I'm not rooting for Carolina. Yeah, I mean, man, it gets a little bit tough. I guess I'm kind of rooting for Philadelphia. They've kind of been my underdog this year. So maybe I'd root for them a little bit. And then Montreal, Tampa. I mean, Buffalo a little bit too, but not quite as much as some other people. No, must be so mad at Gary for the playoff format. No way the Stars and whoever goes tonight should have been the... Oh, absolutely, Raphael. I mean, I don't like making excuses because the Stars were just a like unbelievably bad 5-on-5 team. So I'm not really surprised they lost that series. But Raphael, the thing is, I don't even know if I would be super confident in them against many other teams out there, because I can crap on the playoff format, and it is true. But like with how the way the Stars played 5-on-5 in that series, they would have lost to a few other teams out there. So I can't really complain that much. If it was a situation where they went to 7 games and it was like a fluke overtime winner and that's how the Stars went out, but they were great all along and just didn't get the bounces, then yeah, absolutely. I'd be the first one to say how bad the playoff format is. And it still is bad regardless, but it just, I don't think mattered much at the end of the day, unfortunately. Unfortunately. By the way, the Canadiens are winning by 69. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys. Yes, John Hockey, we will be doing a draft lottery stream. I'll be live an hour before the draft lottery starts because the draft lottery goes super fast once they get into it. So I'll be live. I think it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, so I'll be live at actually, when does the draft lottery start? Can you guys let me know? I'll be live an hour before whatever that is. The world in which the Flyers, Sabres, and Ducks are all in round 2. Isn't it crazy, Adam? I mean, I'm all here for it, though. All here for some surprises. Give me it all day, baby. Do you think Connor McDavid's time in Edmonton is coming to an end soon? He's too loyal, Brian. That's the problem. Oh, by the way, eGghh, good to see you in the chat, man. It's been a long time. Canes versus Avs. Canes in 7. Oh, Carolina finally getting it done. I mean, this is the easiest road they've probably ever had, if you look at it. I mean, maybe if Tampa wins, they could be a contender to beat them, but I think they're pretty automatically in the Eastern Conference Final, and even against Tampa, I think they're the favorite in that. So I think considering how, if you're compared to Dallas, I think Carolina's really loving this playoff format right now. As a Hawks fan, I'm petrified of Florida winning the lottery. We need it. We need it so bad. Mostly because it would be exceedingly funny. 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I'll be live at 5 p.m. Central then. 6 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hopping in. We got almost 100 people in the chat already. Thank you guys for coming by. It's been great to see you all and see all your great faces. Get some go habs, get some go lighting in the chat, and we are now going to get into our score predictions segment, folks. So we're going to get into what I believe will happen, and of course, let us know in the chat what you think is going to happen tonight. Victor Hedman is confirmed out of the lineup for Tampa. Dobson is still a game time decision, so we will end up seeing if he's actually in it by the end. But this is where it gets interesting for me. I've been thinking about this all day in terms of what I'm even thinking and what I'm going to go with. And I still don't really know for who is actually going to win, I should say, because I have feelings about certain players. Like I think Cole Caulfield's going to have a breakout game. He's really not had a good playoff so far, a good first round, but I think he's going to have a massive one. But let us know in the chat down below, what do you see happening? What is your final score prediction? And most importantly, who do you think wins? But that leads me on to the stream sponsor here, and we go over on to our friends at Hockey Picks, and it's a great time as well since we're streaming here and you guys can see what my picks are, and you potentially make your own, of course, on this playoff game for Game 7 when it's all on the line. And I got just 2 picks here for Montreal and for Tampa, one for each. I got Andrei Vasilevsky first at more than 22.5 goalie saves. And I also have Lane Hutson at more than 25.75 minutes tonight. Now, in terms of Vasilevsky, Montreal's kind of been all over the place in terms of their shots on goal, but Vasilevsky has had a sparkling record in Game 7s in his career. And whether or not he wins, I think he's going to be a massive component of this game. And then I got Lane Hutson at 25.75 minutes over that. In Hudson's case, he's gotten a lot more deployment throughout this series, but I think this game is going to be really close. And I think there could be a situation where Tampa ends up having the lead towards the end, which Hudson's going to be out there trying to get that tying goal, being a big part of that unit. So I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. Marty St. Louis is going to ride Hudson like crazy, and we're going to see him get over that mark. But if you guys want to make your own daily NHL picks, just, of course, hit that link in the description down below and download the Prize Picks app. Make sure you use code HMA when you sign up, and when you play $5, you get $50 in lineups instantly, and that'll get you started for the playoffs and beyond, of course, for the NHL and every single sport out there. If you're an NBA guy, they also got NBA as well. So getting into the rest of the stream, I am now going to get into my score prediction. And I also want to, when I get through my score prediction, also talk about the game-winning goal, because that, I think, really does matter at the end of the day. We are in a Game 7 situation. Okay. I've been going back and forth, but I have to make it happen. For my Game 7 score prediction, ladies and gentlemen, who I think will advance on to round 2 to face those Buffalo Sabres will be the Montreal Canadiens, baby. I think they are going to win 4-3. I think it's going to be a just crazy game. We're going to see back and forth goals, but the big thing that I think will be interesting is I think we're going to see Tampa get a go-ahead goal early in the third period to make it 3-2, but I think we're going to see Montreal storm back. They're going to get a power play. They're going to get a big opportunity, even if they don't get on the man advantage. By the time the empty net comes, they're going to have all this momentum. They're going to carry themselves into that third period, and even if they might cough up a bad goal, they're going to get themselves back up by their bootstraps, and they're going to make some havoc. They're going to get around the net. They're going to make things crazy for Vasilevsky, which is exactly what they need to do. They haven't done it enough in this series, especially as it's gone on. They need to get in front of Vasilevsky, make his job difficult, and I think they will. They're going to tie that game to make it 3-3 late in that third period, and then overtime comes, and Cole Caulfield is going to be your game-winning goal. Cole, who has not really appeared much in this series, hasn't looked good for long stretches of it. I think he is going to get the 4-3 OT goal and send Montreal off to the second round. That's what I'm thinking today. We're going to see what ends up happening, but I have Caulfield with the game-winning goal. Let us know in the chat. What do you guys think? Who do you think will actually get that last goal in the final laugh? I don't know. I think for Montreal, I just have a feeling that they've had so many heroics, so many outstanding late-game performances that I think today they're going to end up getting it done. Dobson in and Xhekaj out, it would seem, after warm-ups. Interesting, Raphael. Have we got that confirmed? Or is it just, we'll see what ends up happening. So Elliotte Friedman, from Elliotte Friedman, Noah Dobson is indeed taking warm-ups tonight, so we'll see what happens. That would be very, very fast ending from Montreal's perspective, I will say. Getting 4 goals past Vasilevsky after last performance seems a little wild. It's true, but I feel like Montreal's game plan is going to look a lot different in this game. But Vasilevsky did look great in Game 6. That was one of his best, probably, I mean, Cooch, you can let me know, but it feels like top 10 performances of his career. He was outstanding. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up. But that's the thing. I think Montreal's going to put a lot on Vasilevsky, a lot more than they had before, because I don't think their current strategy has worked a lot. I think they're going to try to make things a lot more difficult for him and actually be able to implement that this time. Tampa has the top 2 players in NHL history with the most wins in elimination games with McDonough and Corey Perry. Corey Perry doesn't surprise me, I will say that. Not one bit. Oh, Riker with the 279 again. This man just keeps killing it. Thank you so much, dude. I checked, and Tankathon has Ottawa taking Liam Ruck.
Tankathon has Ottawa taking Liam Ruck.
I don't know. Liam Ruck doesn't scream to me as an Ottawa player. I will say this. I don't think he's going to be available at 32. I would be a bit shocked at this point. He seems like more of a mid-20s type of guy. I don't know if he's a bit smaller, a bit more skill first, and I don't know if that's quite Ottawa's style. Especially since I don't really, he reminds me a lot of like a Tarek Parasak in his draft year, where he scored a bunch of points and he had great chemistry with his line mates. It just kind of had concerns over how much the Smarts were going to take him and whether he had the true top end skill to be able to be a top sixer in the NHL. I just don't know if I quite see it. And I feel like for a team like Ottawa, who always kind of bets against the smaller players, I feel like they'll have a lot of reasons to bet against a Liam Ruck. So I don't know. It would definitely be a fascinating add though to that pool for sure. Time to see the Lightning get younger. Ooh. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I want Montreal to win, so that means Tampa will win because my life sucks. Oh, Riker. I mean, it's true. We can't have nice things after that Ottawa Carolina series. It's true. It's very true. But yeah, my King Shaman's my prediction is 4-3 in overtime. Let us know. Do you guys think we'll see overtime again in this series? We've seen it countless times at this point, but I don't know. I could see it again. I could see it again. Oh my god. Jeez.
Who would Chicago take in
Jacob and then Cameron with the back-to-back donations. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Jacob with the $2, and it's time to see the Lightning get a bit younger. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, their prospect pool is a little bit underrated, I will say that. And then Cameron said with the $2, who would Chicago take at 3 or 4? By the way, let me know, is the donations a bit too loud? Is the donation sound effect a bit too loud? Because I can try to change that if it's a bit of an issue. But for Chicago, I think 3... I mean, if McKenna and Stenberg are both gone, at this rate, I still see Carroll's as the pick for them. Just because of what they kind of need in terms of their left side, a bit more physicality, a bit more projectability, and he has the pace throughout this season that has been improving. But I think Kale Malhotra, man, he's been rising so much. I could see him as a top 3 pick, even if I don't think Chicago should do that, because he got that Brantford connection. They've drafted so many of those guys recently. I gave you $0 because I'm broke sad. That's okay, Jasmine. It's just great that you're here. Don't worry about that. But I appreciate all the donations here from Jacob, from Riker, from Cameron now coming in as our last donator. Thank you guys for getting some of the hype going right before this game begins. We got about, I would imagine, 15 minutes until puck drop. Let me know if I'm off base there, but I would imagine so. By the way, 91 votes in right now in the poll. We got the Canadiens leading by 77%. Bolts fans, you got to vote in that poll, man. This is getting rough. This is getting rough, folks. A bunch of Habs fans here tonight. Let's go Montreal. I'm the same way, though it's not by a large margin. I like both of these teams quite a bit. I was the Leafs fan for 20 years, but I've rebranded after seeing the Habs play live and how dedicated their fans are. I'm a Habs fan now. Let's go, ole, ole, ole. Pongos, welcome to the right side of history. I will say, jumping ship from the Leafs, probably the best decision you'll make in your life, if I had to imagine, especially considering today's news. But it's great to have you on Montreal. It's going to be a lot more fun than watching Simon Benoit play like 18 minutes a night. I would imagine most neutral fans are also rooting for the Habs. I could see that, yeah. I mean, I think that's also a part of Montreal just being newer to the playoff race compared to Tampa Bay. I think that's also, unfortunately for Bolts fans, a part of things as well. Tony, what's going on? A hockey player, I'm a donate 20. If you do, dude, thank you so much. You get a big shout out if you did. Acts of Creation, Bolts went 4-1 with 2 empty net goals. I could see it. I could absolutely see it. I mean, Vasilevsky, if he repeats what he did in Game 6, this could be a brutal game for Montreal. They kind of, I feel like they need to rattle Vasilevsky early. They need to make this a chaotic, physical, kind of violent game in front of the net. They just need to get under his skin somehow, some way, or else I think Vasilevsky could really steal the show once again. As a Sens fan, I hate facing Caulfield. As a hockey fan, I love watching it. Caulfield, he has not been great in this first round, but I agree. Caulfield is the absolute man himself. We got 150 in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We got a few minutes to go until game is live. If you're just joining us, let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know your score predictions as well. If you guys haven't seen already, my final score prediction is 4-3 for Montreal in overtime, with Cole Caulfield getting the game-winning goal. Now, granted, is that kind of my dream scenario? Yes. But I just kind of want to see it happen. So, yeah, my prediction might not be very unbiased, but I need to go with my gut. I need to go with my heart, and both my gut and heart are saying Cole Caulfield overtime winner. We're going to see how it goes, but I'm very excited to see how this game shapes up. I mean, Game 7, there's nothing like it, nothing better than this, folks. And especially between Montreal and Tampa, which has been such a heated series, I'm so excited to see how this plays out. Especially on the goaltending department, Jakub Dobeš has been brilliant in this series, has matched Vasilevsky in some ways. Vasilevsky's gone better, though, as the series has gone on, and it's just been so back and forth, so entertaining. And I think no matter who we're cheering for, let's just hope for another fantastic hockey game, because that's exactly what this series has given us all throughout. And Yeah, in case the Habs do need a second line center or need a definitely not a Dobson replacement, but a second line center. I was ice skating earlier. If you watch the member video I put out recently, I talked about how I want to get back into skating, want to actually start playing hockey a lot more, and especially this summer, I want to start grinding and really getting my skating going back to a level that is actually actually serviceable. So in case the Habs are like really depleted, like we're talking really depleted, like everybody that can skate in Montreal just withers away somehow, then they can try to call me up if they really need, like we're talking really need some replacements. It would get really bad for that to happen, but the offer is on the table, Ken Hughes. The offer is on the table. With first round hindsight, what do you think was the worst trade deadline? Ooh. I mean, honestly, not even like with the first round. I think it's the Islanders and Red Wings. The Volk trade was horrible. The Shen trade was pretty rough too. But I would say the Red Wings, considering what they kind of needed and just the complete whiff that they just had in Justin Falk, it was just brutal to watch. So I would go for Detroit just because of the potential and what they didn't do and what they actually did do. And I think that's worse than anything that any of the other teams did, in all honesty. Is it just me, or is it crazy to think that this is the only Game 7 of the first round? It is crazy. No, I think it's interesting, Smoking Gun, because there were so many of these series that were looking so close, and it was almost like an inevitability that would go 7 games, especially like Dallas, Minnesota as an example. But even series like Pittsburgh, Philly, I thought was trending towards the Game 7 that ultimately did not happen. But hey, I'll take any Game 7. At least we have one. At least we got something. I'm in my red Caulfield jersey. Nice, Jacob. I couldn't find my Subban one. It's hiding around here, but I do have my Caulfield up here as well. I'm rooting for Montreal also because a Bolts fan I know, not in this chat to my knowledge, acts like Patrick Star going, now I'm gonna starve. There's stuff with food. Oh yeah, I'd love to have the Bolts as my favorite team in this generation. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. That'd be awesome. But folks, we have a way to go until 25. You guys are enjoying the energy, enjoying the hockey talk. Make sure that like button, and it supports the stream a lot. It helps get the stream out there to a lot of new folks, and it's great to have you guys. We're going to be streaming this game all throughout the night. Over the next couple hours, we're going to see what happens, and we're going to be giving you a live play-by-play, live commentary, and all the updates as it comes. And the big thing, again, is Noah Dobson. Will we see him actually in the lineup tonight? That is the question. But I do think it raises Montreal. It does definitely improve the Montreal stocks if he is. Who do you have winning the Colorado-Minnesota series? I feel like it's Colorado's to lose. But Minnesota, they proved me wrong against Dallas. I think a lot of it just comes down to their goaltending because Wallstedt was brilliant in that first series. But I think Colorado is a bit of a different beast in terms of the speed and how much they can bring to you. So I feel like Minnesota obviously is going to have a massive test here. I just feel like Colorado just way more depth than they've had in years before since that cup that they had in 22. They've just gone fully into what made them great, and that is a scary proposition. To be honest, they did sweep LA. It wasn't an overwhelmingly massive crush though in those 4 games. They were pretty close, most of them. So I'm curious to see how they adapt versus a team like Minnesota, but I think they'll be just fine. I'm rooting for the Canadiens as a Sabres fan. Yeah, I would definitely prefer Montreal if I'm a Sabres fan, for sure. I just feel like Tampa kind of matches up well against what the Sabres are bringing. So I would think they would stand a stronger chance against Montreal. Grav skating during the zombie apocalypse? Maybe. Hey, if the rings are still going, maybe if global warming stops because there's a zombie apocalypse, we can start actually getting some ODRs going. The Canadiens and hopefully will win the game. Tony, I agree. I got 4-3 Montreal. Tony, let me know. What's your score prediction, Tony? Let me know. Yeah, I'm going 4-3 Montreal. I just have a feeling this might be a lesser goaltending game, but we're going to see the offenses really come alive here. Cole Caulfield, I think, is going to just have a massive, massive game because he has been a little bit invisible for the first 6 games of the series, in all honesty. He's had some slight moments, some slight flashes, but nothing that's very sustained. I would say out of that Montreal roster has maybe been the most disappointing. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, but it feels like out of that Montreal group, Maybe Nick Suzuki, you could maybe make the case, but I feel like Caulfield's been a bit lesser of an impact in the two-way department, and that's never going to be Caulfield's bread and butter, but he's not scoring the lights out to compensate. So it's a bit of an issue right now for the Habs, but the fact they're in the Game 7 and Caulfield's been cold as he is isn't the worst thing in the world. So you hope that maybe he can rebound while they still have time here. Minnie also deals with loads of injuries too. Yeah, that is true, Emil. We heard recently that Joel Eriksson Ek isn't going to Colorado. So maybe he'll be back for like game 3, but it seems like that's the earliest he'd be back for. So that's a damning injury for them, considering how much their center group was already depleted and how much of an engine Joel Eriksson Ek is with his energy, his defensive support, his face-off percentages. That's just somebody that in terms of that playoff style, you kind of need to be successful, I think. That's just going to be such a big blow. I mean, they got Hartman. I guess they could use Michael McCarron in the center position, but it gets pretty thin, man. Pretty thin. If we win, we can have Ross Colton back. Thanks. Also, it's good to see Ali. Welcome back. Welcome back to the streams. How long has it been? Also, how long has it been since I've done an NHL stream? It's been quite a while. By the way, we'll be live as well for the draft lottery on Tuesday, an hour before the lottery begins. So it'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. So don't go anywhere for that. That one's gonna be really fun. Let me know in the chat. Actually, let me know in the chat. Who do you think wins that draft lottery? I have a video tomorrow with my prediction on who is going to win. Also a full preview coming out for the odds and everything. So you guys can kind of get recapped on what you need to know. But who do you think wins that draft lottery? You got Vancouver with the best chance, but they also have a better chance of dropping to 3rd overall. So there's a lot of options out there. In terms of like those top end teams, I think Calgary has a great chance. Vancouver, of course, with the odds, but I feel like Vancouver's not going to get the luck they need. I could see the Blackhawks as much as it would pay me, and what would be really funny is the Toronto Maple Leafs. That'd be pretty awesome. Just to see how mad people will get. Also, Florida would be very funny too. I have faith, but I think it'll be Demidov's game. Yeah, I mean, he looked really good in game 6, just was not able to get on the score sheet, which was such a shame because he was dancing out there, he was getting opportunity after opportunity, just wasn't able to get it through. So I think for me at least, Demidov, I don't know if I'm expecting him to score, but I'm expecting him to still be an impact. And I will say, in general, even though he hasn't been perfect by any means, I'm pretty happy with how Demidov's first playoffs have gone. He's looked maybe a bit better than I would have expected, just because I wasn't quite sure how that pure physicality was going to affect his game, but he's been able to dance through it and still come out the other side pretty confident. All right, folks, we're getting so close to Game 7 getting underway. Do not go anywhere. We're going to be giving you all the updates and all the live play-by-play as it comes. So if you guys are watching the game, it's a great way to experience it. If you don't really like the commentators being a bit boring and a bit all over the place, come here to the Grav streams where we give you guys some excitement, so you won't want to miss it at all. You won't want to miss it for the world. We'll be here to keep you company and have a great time here tonight for Game 7. Plus, we just want to get around some great hockey fans, some great friends. Stream is also a great place for that too. Do you think that Montreal on the road is an advantage? Much more pressure if this were in the Bell Center. I'm not sure. I mean, Montreal, I feel like Montreal feeds off at least this current group feels like they feed off the Bell Center, but I don't know. It's an interesting question. I feel like they would still prefer the Bell Center though if they were to go were to prefer something, I think. Especially if I would much rather not go into the Bell Center if I'm Tampa Bay, personally. All right, so we are getting into Anthem, so we will be getting the game pretty soon here. Thank goodness. Took them long enough. How hype are y'all from 1 to 10? Actually, that's a good question. How hype are all you guys for this Game 7 from 1 to 10? I'm going to go good 8 right now. As we get this game going, my hype's going to really start to ramp up. But I'm a strong 8, I think. A strong 8. Like we're going like it's like a high 8. We're teetering on a 9. We're gonna get there eventually. But once this game really ramps up, I think we're gonna get to a 10. I low-key want Calgary to win. True, man. I would do so much for them to actually get some lottery luck for the first time ever. Vancouver fans deserve it. True. Chicago from Raphael. Yeah, it just feels like the Blackhawks would be also really nice. Having a Stenberg, Bedard, or a McKenna Bedard for sure. Dobson is playing, Arbor is not. Okay. There we go. Dobson. Let's see. Is that confirmed by anybody else? Yes, it is. So Elliotte Friedman confirmed a few minutes ago. Noah Dobson is in the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens, and Arber Xhekaj is out. It is curious to see them take out Xhekaj, considering how physical of a game he presents, but Dobson is in. That's big news for the Habs, man. Huge news for the Habs. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm going to end the poll for the cheering poll. We're going to now make a poll on who you guys think is going to win. All right. Who wins Game 7? Before there's any goals or anything, let's get this one going. Montreal or Tampa Bay? Lock in your predictions below. Who do you guys see winning this critical Game 7 matchup? We're going to see by the end if you guys were right or not. I'm going Montreal, but we're going to see what happens here. I feel like the momentum might not be on their side, but Dobson being in is huge. I have a feeling that, again, Caulfield's going to have a huge game. Demidov, I think, is going to look good. So a lot to look forward to, I think, for the Habs. All right. If Jordan Spence isn't signed by the preseason, Steve Staios should resign. I saw he's missing the World Championships because he wants to... because he's an RFA, he doesn't want to risk it, which is fair. I mean, he also had a long season, whether that was just not getting playing time at the beginning and then getting all the playing time at the end. I think he kind of deserves a bit of a break. Hey, Leif, I appreciate you. Do you think Suzuki repeats 100 points? I think so. It would be really hard for him to get more than he did before, but every single season in the NHL, he has gotten more points than the year before. So if he gets more points at this point, who is surprised? Truly. Okay, now I'm hurt. When Tampa Bay wins, I want you... What? No, Allie. Allie, come on. Montreal is winning. Let's be real. Let's be real, Allie. You already know. You already know it's happening. Jasmine, I'm going to make you feel old. It's been 3 years since you did an NHL playoff stream. I was 14, and now I'm going to be 17 soon as a senior in high school. Really? That's crazy. Because I know we don't like World Junior streams and all that. But yeah, actually doing NHL playoff games. It's been a while, folks, but we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing it, likely just for like Game 7 scenarios and having some fun there. But it's great to have you guys all here tonight. And make sure you guys keep here. We're going to be commentating all throughout this game, giving you the live updates and seeing how Dobson does. That's now the interesting part. Is he still a bit banged up? Is he going to be fully healthy? How much will that impact Montreal? Let us know, yes or no. Do we see Dobson score any points tonight? What are we thinking? I'm going to say yes, but it's going to be like a secondary assist or something. I think he will. He's going to have a big one. Though I will say, my Hudson more than 25 minutes prediction might be worse off because Dobson's in the lineup. But we'll see. We'll see. Jakub Dobeš starts in net for the Montreal Canadiens. Not much of a surprise there. He's had a stellar series and season in general for Montreal. Great second half. As Andre Vasilevsky is on the other side, a .945 save percentage in career Game 7s. He has come up in big moments. We'll see if he's coming up again here tonight. Fantastic shutout performance in Game 6. Kept the Lightning in it through so much adversity. So many ups and downs. We'll see if Vasilevsky is able to respond once again, folks. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the streams. It's great to have you here. Get some Go Habs Go, get some Go Bolts in the chat. And Game 7 is now live. I might be a bit ahead of some of you guys. I'm having the broadcast directly on my screen. So let me know if that's the case. But Tampa starts out with possession, and we'll see how it goes. Montreal with Dobson back in the lineup. Huge for them. Tampa not so lucky as Victor Hedman is out once more, has missed this entire series, won't be in for Game 7. We'll see what happens if Tampa's able to advance, but that's just a brutal blow. Even if Hedman hasn't been up to the normal Hedman levels as of recent, he's still something that logs so many minutes, has had that experience for Tampa in the past. Still is a brutal blow to that group. Yeah, same thing, Jasmine, honestly. Both of us. How dare you? Can't believe we got Spence and we're still able to draft Hensler with Masterclass. And he's going to be a great, I think, just number 5, number 4 defenseman too. So I think he works out pretty well there. Montreal gets it deep in the zone. Pressure there. Good work by... Oh, wow. Good work by Doc there. Back to the point for Matheson. He fakes the shot, goes across lane. Hudson there. Tries to get it through a few bodies, but not able to. Turned over, and Destow gets it back for the Lightning. From the corner and back to the neutral zone. Nick Suzuki to the loose puck first. And Montreal now with possession once more. 1 minute now has passed in Game 7. No shots on the board. It's probably going to be two teams feeling themselves out as they try to make as few mistakes as humanly possible. But now Tampa comes up with Kucherov. A pass across to Hagel. Can't get it past the stick, but Kucherov puts in a sharp angle shot. Almost fooled Dobash. Tries to put it in front of the net again, but Lane Hudson, great work on the stick, is able to push it out into the neutral zone and get the clear for his team. Josh Anderson, double team, trying to keep that puck, but he just gets manhandled in the corner. And back to the middle of the ice it'll go. Once again, Montreal out with it. Good little dump there. Pressure by Bolduc, but he's not able to get it there first. Kept in. Good play by Gooley. He'll get another shot on. Vasilevsky the save. Loose there, but good cover just in time as we have some post-whistle antics to talk about. Kirby Dach, who is a part of things, he's been marvelous in this first round. Has there been anybody in this entire first round who's raised his stock more than Kirby Dach? I don't think so. I mean, he has come into this series in a position where he's probably getting just dealt in the offseason to probably staying in Montreal, maybe more of a short-term deal, but I had no faith that Montreal would even try to keep him. But he's come up in some big moments, especially early on in this first round. Tampa wins the face-off. Coming right up, Zemgus Girgensons up with the puck. A couple of nice moves. He'll find Lilleberg. Shovels it back to the corner. Montreal trying to apply some pressure here, but the cycle continues for the Bolts. Nick Paul, good work here. Back to the point it goes. Lilleberg. McDonough back to Lilleberg. That one dumped in again. Back into the corner. Hudson first to it. Gord with some pressure on. Girgensons first to that puck, and Paul gets it again. The cycle continues for Tampa Bay. Lilleberg, though, can't handle the puck, and back to the middle of the ice. A huge break for the Habs. Tampa was starting to sustain some pressure there, but now they have to get a clear here. Ooh, man. In terms of the broadcast, it's on Sportsnet in Canada and TNT in the States, if you want to watch along, or on Hockey TV. If Shh. I didn't say anything. Shh. On Hockey TV. Shh. I have a non-hockey question on my mind, but I'll save it for first intermission. That's a good point for it, Leif. Quick shot from the point. Dobesh can't handle it, but good thing the Bolduc was right there to get the loose puck. Texier, who's had some big moments in this first round, isn't able to get around the Tampa pressure. Now Eric Chernak spins around. A couple of connections, and now Tampa up the ice. Coming up here is Gonzalez, the OT hero in Game 6. Shovels it behind the net. Bjorkstrand right there across. Dobesh intercepts the wraparound chance. Now Kirby Dach off the boards. Good work there by the Bolts. Gonzalez in front. Great save by Dobesh with the pad. And Montreal is able to get it out. Good work there by Gonzalez, who was just fantastic in Game 6. Destow having some trouble behind his own net. Tampa trying to get that loose puck, and they will. Some free space here for Lilleberg to work off of. I will say, Lilleberg, not my favorite defenseman in the world. It's a bit of a miss not having Hedman in this lineup, specifically in cases like that. But now Lane Hudson, with a couple shimmy moves, enters the zone, crosses the blue line, and now back behind the net. Trying to get to it first was Evans. Hudson across. Slavkovsky now back to Hudson. He dances, goes across the blue line, looking for a shot, but that one blocked by Tampa, and back to the neutral zone it'll go. Good work there. Almost getting it to Hagel. Good stick. Good stick by Slavkovsky, denying that just massive opportunity. Whoa, Riker, you always licked Kirby Dach? Time out. Time. Riker, we need an explanation here. You've always licked him? Are you secretly Brad Marchand? Are you a wing for the Florida Panthers, perhaps? Blink twice if you're a wing for the Florida Panthers. This man. Oh, good work by Anderson across the Caulfield. That one blocked, though, by Moser. And now Radish skating it up. Trying to connect here to Hagel. He has some trouble with it. Radish gets it back again, and off the glass, he'll knock it back into the neutral zone, but that'll be hunted into the Tampa bench, and a whistle will come. I meant liked. I can't spell today. That's okay, Riker. That's okay. We all know what you really meant. Uh-huh. Yeah. We all know what you really meant. Yeah. You liked. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Totally. For sure. Hey, Rich. How is it going, dude? Good to see ya. It's my birthday. I'm done with Sens hockey for now. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I think we had enough Sens hockey for this year, I would say. Yeah, I think that considering how they play that the whole series, from how they played to just the power play to the bounces, the horrible luck. I mean, nobody I think can blame you, Rich. Montreal dumps into the offensive zone. Anderson was there first, but Tampa's able to get it out. Good block there. Almost a breakaway for one of the Tampa forwards. They have some trouble with this loose puck. Moser first to it. Suzuki tried to get some pressure, but now Montreal will get a line change and get some new faces off the boards. But how's it going, guys? It's great to see you all in the chat. Say hello if you guys are just dropping by, and let us know. Go Habs, go Bolts. Who you're cheering for? I'm going for Montreal. My score prediction is 4-3 Montreal up to this point. But through 5.5 minutes, both teams kind of waiting it out with the shot advantage 3-1 to Tampa Bay. Though I will say, both teams have blocked a lot of shots early on. Not really much of a surprise, but they're getting into those lanes pretty quickly. I hope the Habs lose, guys. Dang, Mark! Okay, I see you. Hey, that's bold considering how many Habs fans are in the chat. Wheel of Time with a 6-month membership. This is 100% going to 2 overtime. If it doesn't, I'll eat my hat? Brother. It's already a hot take to say that this game's going to go to overtime. That maybe not a hot take considering how the series is going, but it's more unlikely than not. So to say 2 overtime, to say, no. It's going to go 2 overtime or else I'll eat a hat. I hope the hat is at least not very dirty. That would suck. Hey, girl, I'm good. Can't wait to rub it in Grav's face when Tampa Bay wins. Wow. And the truth comes out. The truth comes out. It's sad. Honestly sad. So glad you got the kiss bump mistake there. True. Almost a hold on by the weight moment. Oh, quick shot there by Gallagher. Another block there by Tampa Bay. Right in front of the slot. Not much room to work with. Newhook. Back to Hudson. A couple shimmies. Still keeps it. Gets a shot, but another block by the Bolts in front. Gergensons goes for a little bit of deception. Back to Chernak. Hudson keeps it in, though, again. But Gallagher isn't able to get that bobbling puck. And the Habs will reset here. Hudson, quick little stick move there. Up the ice now for Newhook. Little loose puck off the boards. Tampa to it first, though, and back into the middle of the ice. I will say, Tampa's had, I think, a much clear advantage in those loose puck battles. They've been faster, they've been quicker, and they've been really good at getting the puck out of their own zone. But Montreal's been putting on the pressure. Lilleberg trying to work off Texier. Back in the corner again. Doc and Texier trying to get to work here. Gonzalez, great play, though, to find his D in Lilleberg. And back into the Montreal end it goes. Oh, gosh. Heavy physicality behind the Montreal net. Texier again, able to dump it out. Not much more than that, though, and Radish will just dump it into Montreal's end in exchange. I hope Tampa wins. I really want to hear Canada cry again, plus their Olay is horrible. Wow, locked and loaded. Tell us how you really feel. Well, yeah, is it I guess now that Edmonton's out. Yeah, Montreal's the last Canadian team left. Hey, Grav, nice to see you. Good to see you, Austin. Welcome to the stream, brother. My man. But yeah, if you guys are just dropping by, we have great vibes here on the stream. Just say hello in the chat. Let's get the party started. And, of course, let us know what you're cheering for, who you're cheering for, what do you think will happen in this game. But it's a really fun community here on the streams. We hope to have you guys here for the long haul. And subscribe if you're new as well. We're trying to get to, I think, we're trying to get to 90K, I guess, at this point. I'm losing track. You guys are so awesome. Eagle Gamer, hi, I'm a big fan of your content. Thank you, dude. It's good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a good one, man. And if you're not, hopefully you'll have a good one immediately after I say that. It's never too late to have a good one. That's one of my big things I've always learned is you might have a bad start to your day, but it's never too late to turn things around. Anderson off Moser. Suzuki also a part of the battle. Anderson to Suzuki behind. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Hello? I think we were lagging for like a second. Interesting. Even though my Wi-Fi didn't like cut out or anything. That was very strange. Oh, the shot hit Radish's butt. The shot hit Radish's butt in front. It wasn't the post. It just hit his butt and just like ricocheted like crazy. Yeah, that was strange. OBS like disconnected for a second and then my stream died for like, or my my game stream died for like a second and then reconnected. I don't think my Wi-Fi cut out. That was very, very odd. But we're back. It's good to see you guys. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I think I had the audio blasting. Point, quick shot, Dobesh, a better save. Montreal, a good couple of plays with the stick, and now Slafkovsky enters the zone with some space to work with. Slafkovsky, a shot. That one just a bit wide of the net. Back to the corner it'll go. Back to Slafkovsky again. Good pad save by Vasilevsky. Good work by Evans, but shot just couldn't beat him. Go Habs from Heather. Welcome to the stream, Heather. It's good to have you here. First time stopping by live. Well, that's the thing, Eagle. I haven't streamed a lot over the last few months, but I'm trying to get back. Let me know. Do you guys enjoy the streams? Do you guys want more of it? Let me know in the chat. But it's always fun to hang out with you guys. And I know, obviously, the videos are always going to be the main thing, but it's always fun to just talk to y'all. Let's see. All my teams got eliminated. Dallas, Ottawa, and LA. Brutal, man. Brutal. Oh, that Slafkovsky one was close off the post. Man. Had to come for this final. It's been forever, but at least I check in on the group chat sometimes. True. You had to. You had to. You couldn't be a real Lightning fan if you didn't stop by. Gergensons just shanks it around the boards. But good play there by Struble. A little bit clumsy there by Carrier, but Struble's able to recover and get it across to him. Back up the ice. Splinted by Gallagher, but Newhook wasn't able to get to the puck first. Now Tampa with possession in the middle of the ice. Dumped in once more. Dobesh first to play the puck. He'll ring it around the boards. Tampa again with possession. Gord back to the point, but hit a stick, and Gallagher was there. Gallagher now just chips it ahead to himself, but around 3, Tampa Bay Lightning. Good work there to keep it alive, though. Doc still with it. But now Tampa gets the best of it. Now Yanni Gord enters the offensive zone. Radish comes right in. Looking for a pass. Gord behind the net now. He puts a sharp angle shot. That one ends up getting saved by Dobesh. Radish, another shot there. Now behind the net. Again for Dominic James. Bjorkstrand ends up giving it away. Matheson now with it. Good little edge work there, but has some trouble with the puck. Tampa gets it again, and Gonzalez back to James. Quick shot there. Another opportunity for Bjorkstrand. That one just high of Dobesh. Now Bjorkstrand again with a shot, and that one just a bit wide of the net. Radish puts another one on. That one wide too. Tampa putting some pressure here on Dobesh. Behind the net. Now James again puts it in front. Loose puck. Great save by Dobesh once more. But Tampa keeps it going. Radish back to Bjorkstrand. Slap shot from the blue line. But that one blocked by Bolduc. He'll get it out. Uses his speed. Gets a break. Tries to get a backhand shot on Vasilevsky. That one goes high. And back to the middle of the ice as Hudson will recover. What a sequence there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Multiple opportunities, just was not able to get much on Dobesh, actually on net. Man. My LA Kings are... Oh, Caulfield a shot! That one just wide. Woo, that had some sizzle on it. Hudson puts it around the boards, trying to find a loose Suzuki. Back in the corner, pressure by 2 Tampa Bay Lightning, and they'll free the puck as Chiarelli gets to it. Backhand or forehand pass finds Kucherov. He tries to put it all across the net from east to west, but a good block there by Montreal, and they'll settle it in their own zone with 7:56 to go in the first. Both teams have had their opportunities. Tampa has had some really close ones as of late, but now Slafkovsky looks to change the tide of the game. Coming off the wing, he gets a sharp angle shot. That one, not much traction on it, and Tampa will swerve it into the middle of the ice. Points, tries to get around the defense of Dobson, not able to. Struble now with it. Or Aguli, my apologies. Evans, good little shimmy move. He'll be able to find Goulet on the other side of his defensive zone. Now a quick play up. Demidov almost got free, but just had his pocket picked. Man, that would have been real. He was looking like he'd really have a good sequence there. Montreal keeps it in though. Demidov again puts it in front of the net for, oh man, what an opportunity for Slafkovsky. That one just too high for him to handle. Demidov almost stole the puck there. That would have been electric. Oh man, listening to you when I drive makes me so excited and mad that I want to hear that I want to throw my boiled peanuts out of the car. Boiled peanuts, interesting, Allie. Interesting snack choice. Actually, good question for you guys. What is the best hockey snack? Like, we're talking best snack to eat during hockey, whether it's at a game or just at home. I mean, for me personally, I just love tortilla chips so much, and those are just my go-to for most things. But also for hockey, it kind of rules. I will say that. Tampa wins a face-off. McDonough back across for Paul. A little bit of a weak shot on net. Almost fooled Dobesh there. But now behind the Montreal net, trouble with it is Matheson. Back into the corner. Big pile up here. Multiple Lightning and Habs defenders. Matheson trying to scoop it up. Trying to keep this play alive. Carrier on his other side. This puck is not budging. It's not going anywhere. Dobesh, a little bit of trouble with it, but Montreal is able to get out of the zone and get a clear just in the nick of time. Oh boy. 6:05 left in the first of what has been a really tumultuous opening frame. Icing there against Tampa Bay, though, so critical icing there. Good opportunity here for the Montreal Canadiens to strike. Let's see. Favorite hockey snack beer from Locked and Loaded? I like a good seltzer, I think. Popcorn from Heather. Jalapeno poppers and beer. Ooh, interesting, VD. I like it. Hershey's white chocolate and popcorn. Oh, Hudson. Back to Dobson for a shot. That one off of Vasilevsky's blocker and into the stands. Dobson, a real good opportunity there. Really unloaded it on that one. I want to know for you guys, what is your opinion on white chocolate? Because for me, I go back and forth. Like it's kind of like candy corn for me. There's times where I really like it and other times where I don't. And I feel like I'm more likely than not go against white chocolate. So like, yay or nay? What are we thinking for white chocolate? What are we thinking? This has been the best series of playoffs so far. 100%, Austin. 100%. Probably popcorn because I can't actually have it due to having braces on that I might get off in the next few months. Nice, Jasmine. That's going to feel great. I didn't have bracers. I had spacers in the back of my teeth, which sucked in their own little ways, but I preferred that over braces for sure. Monteperlman, listening from Shanghai. Go Habs, go. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully Shanghai's treating you well as well. We'll give you all the commentary, all the updates as it comes, brother. Thank you so much for dropping by. What time is it in Shanghai right now? Is it like the morning? Hot dogs from Freddy. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like a good grill sesh. Get the grill out and let's all just have a great day. I love to just absolutely roast hot dogs though. Make them charred. Make them as charred as possible. I love those. Like, and it makes them like a bit crunchy. You have to like kind of work to get into the actual dog itself. There's something about it. There's just something about it. It works for me. 6:30 and it's Monday. There you go. I was gonna say, I felt like it would have been around that range. Hopefully you're getting some good sleep, brother. White chocolate is a crime against humanity. Oh, Rob's putting out the heat today. What do you have to say to that, Riker? What do you have to say to that? Interesting. Very curious. Very curious indeed. Yeah, I think I'm more likely than not. I mean, I like milk chocolate. I love dark chocolate. That's the thing. I don't really love white chocolate, but I love dark chocolate. Out of the chocolate alternatives, I should say. What are you guys' thoughts on dark chocolate? Actually, I'm absolutely yay. But let us know, yay or nay. Dark chocolate. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking? Rob is a crime again. Oh my god. Rob is a crime against humanity. Oh my goodness. We're getting heated today. We're getting absolutely heated. Sens are the 2018 Kings in the playoffs. Swept but close score. Yeah, and it was unfortunate. But because I kind of expected them to take a couple of those games, and they were close. Hagel, not much on that shot. Good interception there by the Habs. Suzuki will just play it back to Hudson. And across, you'll find Dobson on the other side. Hudson up the ice. Not able to connect there. It'll find Vasilevsky first. Tampa will get some space here as Radish in his own corner. Spurs it up the ice, but Hudson's there first. Great skating play by him. Moser has some trouble trying to fight Anderson for the puck, but he does win it. Kucherov not able to get to it, though. Oh, was that maybe too many men? Ooh, interesting. No penalties up to this point, though, in this game. Both teams being pretty... I would say both teams are being very disciplined so far. Matheson to Kanan Guhle. And now both teams are just loving their dump and chase right now. Not much else going. And Tampa clears it once more. Matheson off the boards, trying to find a loose Kirby Dach, but couldn't handle it. Now the Habs will reset. Kanan Guhle missed his target. Vasilevsky behind the net will play it out. McDonough off the boards. Good work here. Now Bjorkstrand on a 2-on-1 for Tampa Bay. Across. Great opportunity. Oh, what a chance for Gonzalez on Dobesh, but a great save with a 5-hole. Keeps it out. Oh, man. What a pass by Bjorkstrand. That line has been connecting early. Just haven't been able to get on the board. What an opportunity, man. I will say that was a sick pass by Bjorkstrand. Somehow, some way, Gonzalez was able to corral that. It was not looking great though for a bit there. Let's see. What's your favorite candy from Heather? For me, oh, Salkowski almost in front of the net. Now Hudson dancing around, trying to break free. Passes it to Dobson. He'll shoot it from the point. No deflections there though. And back to the corner as Tampa will get it out. Another 2-on-1 for the Bolts. Here comes Nick Paul. Paul shoots. That one off Dobesh, but he's able to cover it off the helmet. And we'll get a whistle afterwards. Yeah, that bottom six for Tampa generating a lot right now. Bye, Rich. We'll see you in a little bit, buddy. Yeah, favorite candy. I would say just normal chocolate M&Ms are just all reliable for me. I'm not counting like Oreos. Those are sweets, not candy. But yeah, I would say chocolate M&Ms are definitely up there. Sour Patch Kids are always great. Skittles are always great. I will say I wasn't a big fan of Sour Patch Watermelon to start, but they've really grown on me. I don't really like a lot of like the bars. Like I don't really like anything with like peanut butter or caramel. Or even nuts for that matter. So a lot of those candy bars aren't really my favorite. It's more so those little round guys that are a little bit better for me. I like the Sour Patch strips, like the sour strips. Those are nice. Outside of that, I'm trying to think. Lifesaver gummies. Lifesaver gummies are really good. Jimmy, hold the stream. Got to take a huge dump, dude. Take the stream with you. What do you do? Come on. Are you a real one or no? I expect everybody to take the stream into the pooper and take a big dump while watching the stream. Come on, like what's the problem? What's the problem, Jimmy? Are you not a real one? What's going on? No. But yeah, any gummy, I just love gummies, which might be why my teeth are so bad, but I digress. I don't really do candy as much as I used to, I will say. Because I will say, I'd much rather... Candy to me, it's not maybe as bad as just having, like, pure Oreos or something, where you also have, like, the fat on top of that. But I just kind of would rather have, like an Oreo, or, like, a chocolate chip cookie, or, like, a sugar cookie. Like, the Target sugar cookies are great. I just kind of rather have something a bit more substantial that kind of just, like... Especially as you get older... I always heard that, yeah, as an adult, eating candy kind of sucks. And I was like, no, there's no way. No, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. When your stomach gets older, it does not want a million Sour Patch Kids. I'll say that. So having like something a bit more meat on the bone is usually what I prefer. Good work here by Delaney. Flips it in for Newhook. A little bit of space to work with. Slafkovsky, though, can't win that battle. And now Braden Point shoots up the ice with speed. He tries to go around a couple defenders. He'll get it now around the boards to Corey Perry. I will say this line of Point, Gensel, and Perry has not played a lot today, interestingly. But they're out there and got some good pressure going. Newhook, though, in the Habs. Get it down the ice. Delaney trying to get to that puck first. I feel like Delaney has just gotten better and better in this stint for Montreal. He wasn't great to start out, but I think he's played pretty well in the playoffs up to this point for the Habs. Slafkovsky just with 3 Lightning players around him. Loose puck, Newhook gets it. Back to the point. Right there. Great opportunity for Hudson. He shoots again, and that one... Oh, man. Or was that Carrier? I think that was Carrier. Oh my goodness. He had one great chance set up there by Newhook, and then he had another opportunity and just shot it wide. Wow, man. And icing against Montreal as Matheson tries to make the risky play. Shots on goal, by the way, 9-3 in favor of Tampa Bay. 2:19 left in the first. That was your opportunity, Carrier. What was that, man? Yeah, he shot it. He got the rebound off Vasilevsky, and then... wasn't even close on the rebound. Wasn't even close. Maxwell Cat, what's going on? Good to see you. Also, Austin, very true. If you haven't already hit that like button on the stream, get it out there to more folks. It really, really is appreciated. My gut says 2-1 Lightning. I mean, at this point, it seems like it's going to be a bit low scoring again. But we'll see. Kucherov, quick shot. That one blocked off by Caulfield. Good work there. Now Suzuki for Anderson. Back to Suzuki. He'll carry it in. Looking for a passing option. He'll go around the boards to Caulfield. Now to Gghh. Tries to ring around the boards again. Good work by Anderson. Gets the puck loose. Still with it. Backs to the point for Gghh. Shoots it deep. Trying to find Caulfield there. Caulfield working off Moser. A bit of a height difference in that equation. But now another puck just scrambling along the boards. Gghh again gets it, though, off the pass. Quick shot there. They score! Montreal strikes first off the deflection by Nick Suzuki. And the shot by Gghh gets deflected and past Andre Vasilevsky. Montreal with the 1-0 lead. Late in the first period, Montreal gets to work. Anderson, great job getting that puck loose. Oh, it goes off a couple of bodies. I think off Suzuki, off Moser. Wow. Suzuki deflected it. It went off of Moser's leg and into the net. Pinball on the ice in Tampa Bay. And it goes in Montreal's favor. Just their 4th shot of the game, and it wasn't even a shot. That ends up inside the net. 1:18 left, and the Habs take that 1-0 lead. Oh, man. What a weird way to do it, but they don't ask how. They ask how many. And for Montreal, they're able to get first blood. I got $10,000 and under 5.5 goals. Seems like it's a possibility, Sam, but we'll see what's in store in that second period. That's gonna be the most interesting part for sure. What a huge goal! What a huge goal for the Habs, ladies and gentlemen. Get some Go Habs go in the chat. Get some Go Habs. Let me hear you, Habs fans. Let me hear you. Get some Go Habs go going. It's not too late to switch what you want to win, Grav. I mean, I think it is though. This isn't like Discord where you can hear them taking a. That would be really funny though. Imagine. What a big moment for Suzuki. I mean, there was a lot of luck involved, but you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. I feel like I'm in a movie when where someone dies screaming no. But you're the star of said movie. Go Habs all in the chat. Love to see it. Love to see it. By the way, Montreal, I'm going to end the poll now at 81%. They were around like 77, 78 before that goal. But Montreal, by a pretty clear margin, we had almost 200 votes in that poll too, is what you guys think is going to win tonight's game. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Not a lot of hope in Tampa Bay, but the Habs have the momentum now with that 1-0 lead. But I will say it's very strange that there's a commercial break with like 40 seconds left in the first period. I know it depends on how much time has transpired, but even then, that seems strange to me. Very, very strange. We want our upper deck young guns to go up. Ooh, that's true. I'm not a card collector, so like how much does it matter when guys score? Does it really like increase the value, the price? I'm gonna go home and punch my pillowcase. Can somebody check on Allie to make sure that she's okay, that she's not dying? Because that it seems like it's in a pretty rough spot right now. I should say. Yeah, that's the thing, is that Suzuki has kind of been all up and down in this series. Hasn't played great. Has had his moments, but not really been able to string things together consistently. But I don't know. I feel like that could be a big momentum shift for sure. Intriguing. All right, back into the game. 52.2 seconds left in the first. Face-off in Montreal's end, though. And we'll see if Tampa can get some pressure here to end off the opening period. Suzuki already kicked out. What are they waiting for? Guys, the period's almost over. Let's get this over with. Come on. Come on. Oh, big face-off win there by the Habs, and they get possession back into the neutral zone. Flipped up there by who? Oh, by Gallagher. Okay, I was like, who is this man? Oh, who is this man? I guess it was Suzuki. Never mind. I'm watching I'm watching a stream that is quite current, but also is like 480p, so it's kind of hard to see the numbers. I apologize. Good little battle win there by Tampa. Loose puck. Gensel trying to fight for it, but Montreal was able to get the puck out just in time. Suzuki, some good support play. 10 seconds left in the first. Montreal seems content here to try to just ice it into the first period, waste some time, and get this into the first intermission. And that's exactly what will happen. 1-0. Montreal leads as we head into the first intermission. Wow. I mean, just a weird start in general. Just a weird start in general. Not a lot of physicality, but it felt like both teams were extremely disciplined. but Montreal is able to strike first off of just a crazy Suzuki deflection off of him and off of Moser in front of that. Just a wild ricochet. But that's the thing, is that Tampa, I thought, definitely played better in that first period. They had a lot more rush opportunities. They were making things happen off the cycle quite well. Montreal had their fair share, but I think we're just missing the net so often. And that, I think, kind of hurt their overall period. But they still come out with the 1-0 lead. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all that matters, especially in a situation like this. Hey, we got a new member. Thanks so much. Let me try to see if I can pronounce your name right. XL Hirxa. Thank you so much for becoming a member on the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's get some. If everybody can type it the right way. Let's get some hype for him in the chat. Appreciate that. Hey, starting off the first intermission strong, folks. Very strong. Thank you so much. By the way, if you guys want to become a member, I highly recommend it. There's weekly member videos coming out. I just put out a member video this last week, kind of going through some channel updates, as well as some personal updates if you guys are interested in that. A lot of it surrounding around my journey now to become a good skater, or a serviceable one. I've started in the last month or so. I got a few times just with this a few hours ago, actually. It was like from 1:30 to 3 p.m. was the open skate. And it got the ice quality got pretty brutal pretty fast, but I made quick work of it. The big thing that I've just been trying to adjust back into is getting my feet stronger, because that's really, at the end of the day, the biggest difference between when I went this week and when I went last week. Because last week I was really struggling trying to get power, trying to get speed going, but this week was much easier just because my feet were so much more used to just being able to glide and being able to get power off my edges. So it worked out a lot better. I still need to actually start really getting into and working on my back skating, but my forward skating is progressing well, I will say. I felt a lot better in terms of my balance today, which was nice. Didn't fall, but I wasn't really in danger of that either. But I was just trying to work on my balance, trying to work on my power, and it was quite nice today. It was very relaxed too. Like, they had like jazz music playing in the background, like some old timey like New York jazz, like Frank Sinatra type, like just like What a Wonderful World type. Like, it was just like it was it was exactly my style. I liked it quite a bit. Regardless of who loses, it'll be a better effort than whatever the Atlanta Hawks showed in Game 6. Yeah, I remember, was it you, Leif, that commented on Twitter after the Stars lost about that game? I looked up the score and I was like, oh my god. Like, actually? What's going on? Hey, Jean Samar with the 2 Canadian. Thank you so much for the donation, big man. I appreciate that. Coming to the 2 Canadians says, Jakub Dobesh is the Dominator. You aren't wrong. He looked really strong in that first period. I will say, he had a couple of moments where there was a couple of loose pucks. The rebound control wasn't ideal, but he made the saves he needed to, and Montreal's defense kept the Tampa forwards on the outside, which was huge. Because Tampa was getting a lot going on the rush, getting a lot to the net, but they weren't able to get those second rebounds and make much of it. So that's kind of been the big difference. Is Tampa's kind of let that slot hang, whereas Montreal's kind of played it a bit differently. You can see Montreal's got the advantage. They got the advantage, but Tampa, I thought, showed well through some pretty big stretches of that first. But I'm curious to see how that continues. Let me see. Let me know. Can you guys hear the Mario Kart music in the background? I still think I have it going on. Let's get this one going. There we are. I'm going to put the music up a bit higher during intermission, just because we got the chiller vibes going as we wait until the second period. Thank you guys all for coming by tonight. I know that it was very short notice, me streaming today, but I really appreciate you guys jumping by and enjoying the streams. I mean, again, in terms of game streams, I'm not going to be doing them a ton, mostly just for like game 7s or special situations where I'm free, like I was today. But I really appreciate you guys dropping by, because it's always fun to say hello, to talk to you guys, and to see what's going on in your lives. Let me know, what did you guys do today? What did you guys do today? Because I went ice skating earlier. I will say one nice thing. I didn't mention it in my member video life update, but I got on an e-bike which is really nice because I live in downtown Madison, Wisconsin, and it's a pretty bikeable area, pretty bikeable city. So I got an electric bike just recently, and it's been awesome. It's been so much fun. I will admit, most of the time I'm cranking the motor, and I don't actually bike all that much. Mostly because it's a bigger bike and it's not super comfortable to just bike by itself. So you kind of need a little bit of an assist, but I kind of crank it all the way because it's pretty fun. The one I got goes up to like 28 miles per hour. So there are times where I'm honestly going faster to destinations than I would be using a car, which is genuinely insane. But I've had a lot of fun with that, and I used that to go to the rink, so that was fun. But yeah, worked out before that. Had some burgers right before the stream. That was kind of the reason why I was like a couple minutes late. I know Cameron mentioned it, but or was it you, Leif? I can't remember. But yeah, I had a couple burgers, and they took a bit longer than I was expecting to get ready, so I had to wait on those. But they were pretty good, I will say, pretty good. But yeah, that's how my day has gone so far. It's been very chill, very relaxed. Let me know. What have you guys been up to? What have you guys been up to? Maybe I'm the problem and the bad luck. I don't know, Allie. I think we might have cracked the case. Okay, I'm gonna get some more water real quick. I'll be back in like a few seconds. Don't you worry, guys. And we'll be back for the second period. All right, I'll be back before then, but you know what I mean. I got a bigger water this time. I got a much bigger water this time. So I'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. Okay. There we are. I think I changed the order. I think I changed the order of the Tampa Montreal jersey, but I'm sorry guys, I failed you. I thought this guy was Canadian. He's so wholesome. Really? I am half Canadian, but I was born in Texas. Habs on top. I don't want to hear it. Xander, I mean, hey, so far, so good. I predicted a 4-3 Montreal. I don't think that's going to happen at this rate, considering how low scoring that first period was. But I don't know. I feel like it could have been way more. I feel like it could have been way higher scoring. There just wasn't really. I think the issue was that. Especially Montreal, like even though they scored in the period, Montreal especially had so many opportunities where they just like flat out missed the net, and there's only so much you could do at that point. So I feel like it could still get there if they continue to play like they have, but I feel like because it's been so close already, I just don't know if it's going to get to that level. But we'll see. Crazier things have happened, for sure. I think Tampa still wins for Matt. Oh, okay. Matt's coming with a hotter take. I like it. Matt, what's the final score? Let us know. But yeah, let's see. Also, was it you, Leif, that had like a non-hockey question for the first intermission? Which player is the only one in NHL history to be named captain of two different teams during the same season? During the same season? So he'd be traded and then made captain after that. Oh, Marty St. Louis, right? Right? Is that... Am I going crazy on that? Because I feel like Marty St. Louis... Didn't he wear the C in Tampa? Hold up. Now I'm curious. Now I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure it's Marty St. Louis, guys. As the only captain of two different teams in the same season. I'm like 99% sure. I'm gonna lock that in. We're gonna see what happens. I went to church. Jesus Christ is coming soon. Hope y'all are ready. I'm not ready, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say it, man. Lucky I can go through the screen and steal the jersey for going against us. Hey, I pay my hard-earned money for that Blake Coleman Stanley Cup champion jersey. That's one of my favorites. I will say one thing that I mentioned in that member video, I do highly recommend it if you guys haven't seen it already, is that I will be getting a new apartment in August. So this setup that I have that's kind of clunky, kind of rough, it'll be a bit different in August. So I'll have the opportunity to really customize it to my liking and really go all in. So I'm excited to like have so many jerseys in the background, have just so much more space for that. Let me know if you guys would want something like that. I want to have some like maybe some lights too, like maybe some lights in the corners or something to try to like bring up the ambiance perhaps. I feel like something like that could be pretty fun. But I feel like maybe some purple colors in the background, that could be pretty interesting. And just like having a lot more jersey real estate too will be quite nice. Because for me right now, I don't have a ton in my current setup, and that's kind of the issue right now. Let's see. Habs are going to win from Samurai Night. I think so too, but I don't know. I feel like with how Tampa played in that second period, I wouldn't completely discount them yet. I'll say that. Whoa. Why is my chat now just going crazy? I thought you guys were like, you guys all left the stream or something. Why is the chat now just coming out? Okay. Very strange. Very, very strange. Sorry, I don't know why, like, did you guys just see that? Happening on the stream too, or like all the chat messages just popped up like one by one, all at once? Very strange. Love these streams. Thank you, Cameron. It's good to have you here, man. No. It wasn't sink water, Austin. I got the filter going. Don't you worry, son. Don't you worry. It'd be cool to see the Habs win a cup before Jesus returns, though. Yeah, as soon as Montreal wins, Jesus is going to come down and be like, okay, it's over now. I mean, what else do you want? What else do you need? Make sure to keep liking the stream. True, guys. We are one like away from 50 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't either. Stick with us today. I don't know, like, I don't know if maybe the stream's not getting pushed out a bunch, but if you guys hit that like button, it really does help a lot. I'm scared of Tampa coming out next period, shot out of a cannon. Yeah, I think they're going to be, there was stretches in that first where they played really well. And I would not be surprised if they come back for a little bit of a vengeance to start out that second. What's your prediction for the Flyers-Canes series? I think heading in, Jay Wade, I think I was saying Canes in 5. But because the NHL was like, hey, let's start the second round like a full day before the first round ends, I couldn't really make predictions on it since I don't know who's coming out of this Montreal-Tampa series. And they're going to play one of the games for... Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah, I think I would have said Canes in 5. I think the Flyers will get 1, but I don't think it's going to be very pretty, honestly. That game 1 wasn't very pretty. Gretzky, that's an interesting shout, for sure. Trying to count Tampa out after one fluke goal is crazy. Let's see. Brian McCabe. What an odd player to have as a captain, too. Brian McCabe is a great player, but definitely not who I would have guessed for sure. That was a good one, Jasmine. Thank you for that. Oh, did he get to see the next year? Oh, is this another AI? Is this just another of the countless line of AI blunders? Riker, if you can do Cameron, if you can do the yeah, Riker, if you can do the digging for us, let us know. Let us know. If Tampa loses, I'm calling the cops. Allie, you're gonna get arrested for calling them for having so little. I'll say that. Weird question. Favorite hockey commercial ever? I know Ovi did one for like Papa John's that was pretty funny. Or was it like Pizza Hut? One of the pizza chains that I liked. Ovi or like Crosby in the hotel room was a classic for sure. I don't know. I think those would be up there for me, for sure. I'm trying to think of, like, better ones. Like, the Soros no goals one is pretty good too, I will say. Hey, Austin with a 43-month membership. This playoff format is a disgrace to civilization. Hey, you don't need to tell me that. You don't need to tell me that. I already know. We've been new about this. Thank you for the 43 months, though, Austin. Can we get some love in the chat for Austin, guys? This man absolutely deserves it. 43 straight months as a member is ridiculous. But my man is the GOAT himself. So I'm not really surprised. No, you're good, Jasmine. Don't worry. Doesn't matter who wins. They are both losing to my Sabres. Oh, okay, Frank. Okay. Okay, let us know. Let us know. Who do you have more faith to beat Buffalo? Tampa or Montreal? Like, put in one in the chat for Tampa. Put a 2 in the chat for Montreal. Who do you have more faith in beating the Buffalo Sabres? Because I still think Tampa has a much better chance than the Habs. Even though Montreal, I would probably pick either of them to beat the Sabres, honestly. But I would pick Tampa just because I think their style matches up a bit better than Buffalo, or than Montreal does to Buffalo. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, honestly, Montreal could win this game, and I'd still probably think that Tampa might have a better chance. As crazy as that sounds. Grav, directly from Google, yes, Marty St. Louis was named captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning and traded from the team within the same season, although not on the exact same day. Oh, like, he wasn't made captain immediately after, but he was made captain eventually. Let's go. Let's go. We're back. Trivia Goat Grav is back for sure. Let's go T-Juice from Ty Guy. Emil says Montreal. Tampa has a better chance, but neither will get past him. Okay, CK. Okay. Almost back. I took a break for a while. You're good, Austin. Don't worry, dude. Don't worry. What matters is you're a member now, and you're an absolute beauty. Though that's always been the case, member or not. Bryce is good as Bryce as well, saying Montreal. A lot of Montreal instead of Tampa Bay. Interesting. Actually, let me shout out everybody that has been active here in the stream here right now. We got Austin, we got Bryce. Actually, let me pull this down so we can see everybody. There we go. We got Austin, we got Bryce Gibbons, we got Cameron, CK, Emil, Frank G. We got the man himself, me. We got Ali, Jasmine, Kamioto X, Rich, Real Deal, Riker. We got Save People, Trilladuck, and we got Ty Guy 324. Those are your active participants. Thank you so much for coming in, y'all. Appreciate it a ton. We got 115 though in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a fun game up to this point, but period 2 is said to be a lot more interesting. Now that Montreal's gotten the first goal, will we see Tampa respond? That is the question. Grav, I have a draft trivia question for you. Throw it away, Riker. I'm right here. I'm right here. Give me an interesting one. I'm here for it. Didn't the Sabres go 3-1 against Tampa in the regular season? I feel like regular season. I want to know how much stock I would give to it. But I feel like both teams have like we're talking both Tampa and Montreal, probably like a 60% chance of beating Buffalo. I would say they're both pretty similar to me. But the second period has officially begun between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into this middle frame of what is set to be a climactic Game 7. Already has been. We'll see how much juice these teams have left in the tank. Andreas with a 42 months. Hello, boss. How's it going? You know it's going great, Andreas. It's good to see you, dude. Let's get some hype for you, man. It's been a long time no see. Hopefully you're doing well, man. And congrats on the Swedes as well for the U18 goal. That's sick. Plus, Ivar and Bjork looking quite nice. Could be a World Championships goal, perhaps. Who knows? Who knows? Could Carolina beat Colorado if that's what it comes down to? I think it's certainly possible. I mean, out of the East, they might be the best chance at this point. But it's obviously Carolina, and they'll somehow lose to, like, I don't even know, Buffalo in the Eastern Conference Final, which would be hilarious. Tampa comes through. Great chance by Bjorkstrand. Good save by Dobash. Bjorkstrand again, and another save by Dobash. Tampa keeps it in, though, as Radish circles it around the boards. Kept by Dobson, though, but given away. Moser, loose puck, Gonzalez. He keeps the puck. Chips it across to James. Tries to get it back to Gonzalez, but few too many passes. And Montreal gets it back to the middle ice. I'll be back in 10 to complain watching now. That's okay, Allie. You're not going to keep us the stream going while you're watching? Unbelievable. Fake fan. Dobson to Doc. Just able to get that puck into the Tampa end. But Vasilevsky easily is able to get to it first. Now Hagel with some speed, but Bolduc is right on him. Hagel with a couple of stick chests around him. Coming in. Great shot by Kucherov, but a good save still by Dobash, who's been tested early in this second, but has come to the test passing so far. Yeah, Dobson, a pretty brutal giveaway there to Gonzalez, but thankfully that chance after wasn't on net. It'll be an awesome series between Colorado versus Minnesota. I have the Wild in 6 games. I'm going for the upset. I like it, honestly. I mean, it's going to be a great series. I could see many winning. I just don't know if the center group, especially if Ulrich out to start, is going to be good enough. That's just my main question, really. But I'm proud NYR fan. I could still see it. Face-off win by Tampa. Dustu back from the point. Circles it around to Kucherov now. Back to Chiarelli. Loose for Kucherov. Going around Newhook. Kucherov still with it. Around Carrier. Shot there. That one gets off a couple of bodies. Lilleberg. Back to the point. Bad pass there. Good play by Evans. He's trying to race for that puck, but Kucherov gets and wins that race first. Dusto passes it across to Lilleberg. Now up the ice to Chiarelli. Off his stick. Loose there for Matheson. Trying to play for his forward, but Newhook gets caught there. Perry back to the point. Slap shot by Dusto. That one blockered off. Tampa again with it. From the point, Dusto. Delayed penalty going against Montreal. Power play here for the Lightning. Oh boy. Another man on the ice here. Hagel from the blue line goes in. Slapper right there. Save Dobesh. Loose puck, though. Behind the net. Keeping it going. Now another shot by Dusto. That one gets touched up, though, by Gallagher. And the Lightning will head on to the man advantage. 16:46 to go in the second. A big opportunity for the Lightning to tie up this game. Oh, man. What even happened? Was it on Chiarelli? Oh, oh, Matheson, I guess. Sure. I guess. Tripping? I don't know. Gabe being from Texas. Texans are the Cowboys. Unfortunately, the Cowboys. Unfortunately. I say that. I would never, ever root for a Houston team until I die. Don't worry. Tampa's power play just 4 for 26 in this series. They do win the opening faceoff and look to start getting something cooking here. Loose puck still with it here. Point on the other side. Tries to find Kucherov. He's back to the point with now Radish. Collects it. Kucherov. Back from the corner. Looking in. Passes across to Gensel. Gensel right there to Radish. Dobesh still somehow able to get it and cover with 26 seconds burnt off the man advantage. Man, Dobesh has continued to come up in big moments. Wasn't a perfect shot by Radish, but still, Dobesh got the pad on it. Yeah, I think the Radish that one didn't get any airtime. Yeah, and then they show Tampa's power play 2 for 21 over the last 5 games. Brutal. Radish trying to keep it in. Point battling with Gghh. 21 on 21. Good little work there by Point again, though. Kucherov back to the point. Radish not there, though, for the Bolts, and they'll have to reset in the neutral zone. Radish spins around, doesn't like what he sees. Back passes there to Gensel, who looked to create here on the rush. Gensel back passes to Point. Now Gensel back to Hagel. Along the blue line, struts around Radish to Kucherov. Kucherov looking for the pass. Across. Hagel looking, shooting, and glove down by Dobesh. Another save in another critical moment. Dobesh coming up big on that one. Oh, man. Tampa isn't doing a lot. I mean, Dobesh had a couple of rebounds in that first period. Not much happening here in the second, though. And yeah, Point was looking for the rebound, but nobody was in front of the net. Try to make Dobesh's life difficult. No pressure, no intensity there whatsoever. 54 seconds now left on the kill for the Habs. Hudson, after a face-off win, and down the ice, he'll get it. 45 seconds now left in the power play. This is if they kill this off, that would be huge, considering how they've already started this game. Tampa with some trouble getting into the zone, and Montreal now with all the opportunity to waste some more clock. 30 seconds now left. Radish to it, and now they'll look for one last rush here. Radish to Kucherov, and this unit has been out there for pretty much the entire time, but a great little play there, and Montreal is able to get it out. A one-on-one Texier coming right in. Oh, Newhook, great play, and he'll draw a penalty. Fantastic opportunity and Point with the infraction. I think just held him or held him a little bit too long. But yeah, Tampa wasn't able to get anything going there. And yeah, Kucherov just whipped completely, and Newhook took it for a ride. Almost deked around Point there, but yeah, Point just kept on him and brought him down. Oh, hopefully it doesn't hurt too much, Jasmine. Sorry about that. Penalty to Point, though, for holding. And now we'll get a 4-on-4 for 11 seconds. And the Habs power play after that. How the tides have shifted. After a pretty brutal Tampa power play, in all honesty. Yeah, and then John Cooper doesn't like that. Hudson tries to shoot it, but McDonough gets it off the shins. And will play it up high for Guentzel. Guentzel can't get the puck, though, as Dobson reaches for it. Now, Slafkovsky will wait patiently, finding Hudson in the middle of the ice. Now, the power play for Montreal has begun. Hudson to Suzuki. Now he'll enter the zone. Caulfield able to recover. Slightly past Demidov, and a little bit of a miscalculation here on the passing for Montreal. Another loose pass. That one gets intercepted by Chiarelli. Into the offensive zone. Hudson trying to make it work. Ends up pushing it across to Demidov, and now Montreal will rush the puck up themselves. Chiarelli, though, good work to get that loose puck. Demidov now enters the zone. Tries to get past Moser. Oh, just gets absolutely just destroyed in the corner, and Tampa will dump out the puck. 57 seconds now left for Montreal now. Montreal not really able to do much in transition, but they do the drop pass move here. Suzuki now weaves his way through, loses the handle. Caulfield there, back to Suzuki, but to Tampa Bay first, and that'll be another clear for the Bolts as Slafkovsky gets to it now. Slafkovsky a couple moves, another dump out by Tampa Bay. Man, these power plays, can we get some L's in the chat for these power plays? These have been brutal. Both sides, really. Hudson doing it all himself. Entering the zone, passes to Suzuki. Back to the point for Doc. Now for Doc again. On his backhand. Goes in. Around the hash marks. Back to Hudson at the blue line. Hudson across. Good stick by Hagel. Was trying to find Demidov there for the one-timer, but wasn't able to make it work. Now Tampa comes up the ice. Moser to points. Point back to Moser there, but a good stick by Suzuki. And now Montreal tries to get it back up, but Dobson gives it away. Hagel, good work. He gets it across. Point the shot. That one blocked in front. Suzuki was able to get his leg on it. Tampa, though, on the point, looking to get some pressure going. Desto around the net. Now for Point in the corner. Shots in this period, by the way, 7-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they'll get another one on Dobesh to make it 8-0 as he covers. 17-4, the shot difference, as Montreal seems to be content defending with a 1-0 lead. And hey, they're doing a pretty good job at it. Even though Tampa has gotten a lot of shots, not a lot of them have been very dangerous. A lot of perimeter opportunities. Not a lot to show for it. Power play as bad as my headache. I hope it's not too bad, Austin. I'm sorry. I'll keep the stream on, but I won't be active since I'm going to be disappointed by the outcome. You never know, Rich. You never know. Are you cheering for Tampa? Take a shot. True, Frank. Very, very true. Buffalo gets the winner of this game, and I have another upset alert. If the Habs win, Sabres in 6, and the Bolts win, Sabres in 7. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Buffalo will be so much fun in that Eastern Conference final for sure. Let me know, by the way. Let me know. Who do you guys see coming out of the Eastern Conference right now? Is it automatically Carolina? Or do you guys see Buffalo, Tampa? Do you see Montreal getting out of it? There's only so many options now, but who do you guys see coming out of the Eastern Conference as the winner? Because I think it could still be all over the place, even if Carolina is the favorite. Let's be real. Absolutely the favorite. 100%. I really think Buffalo can pull it off. I hope so too, man. I mean, especially if Montreal loses. Especially if Montreal loses, I would be perfectly fine with Buffalo getting it going. Especially since you know that Buffalo itself is going to just be a wreck of a city afterwards, and it'll be really funny. Riker trivia question. Oh, okay. Let me see. Ottawa has only drafted 1 time from 3 separate countries. Which are they? Oh, so like they've only drafted, like in their franchise history, they've only drafted 1 time from a single country, but 3 of them. Well, we have Croatia for Bruno Ejan. They drafted from, didn't they draft like a Kazakhstan goalie like a couple years back? I can't remember what his name was, but it was in like the 7th round or something. I would guess that. And then not really sure after that, I'm going to be honest. Those are the 2 that came to mind to me immediately. Like in their franchise history, that's the thing. But I would guess Bruno Ejan. I would guess whatever that goalie's name is, the Kazakhstan one. Montreal quick shot. That one deflects high off of Vasilevsky. But Montreal keeps it going. Lane Hudson, a good pinch. Puts it in front of the net, but Newhook, it didn't get there in time. Good play by Gord. Good work by Paul. He comes right in. Rebound there, but Dobesh makes a couple of saves. Oh my goodness. Gghh gives it away though. Tampa with some reinforcements. Chernak to McDonough. At the blue line, McDonough to Chernak again. Chernak. Back to McDonough. He'll shoot it there, but that one gets deflected. Off of, I think off of Gergensen's back or something. Now Hudson and Gghh work together on the defense, as Texier will just sky it into the corner. Bjorkstrand first to it. Tampa working it well. Dominic James puts it off the boards. Chernak will get a change for himself, but will dump it in beforehand. Dobson. James. Now Montreal trying to get a little bit of a break here. A little bit of a sky to Bolduc. He's trying to wrap around the shoulder of Moser. Now coming in is some other work by Texier too. Texier trying to find that loose puck. Another battle in the corner with so many bodies. This has happened so many times tonight already. And it's just going to stay there. It's just going to stay there. 10:25 left in the second. Montreal the 1-0 lead, and they'll just whistle it down after time. It's just taking way too long to get that puck loose. Oh, yeah. The answers are Bruno Ejan from Croatia. Vladimir Nikitin, such a Dorian pick. And Kasper Dagevins from Latvia. Ooh, I like it. I have no idea who Dagevins is, to be honest. But yeah, I knew of the Keaton. I knew of Jean. I had no idea about that third. I wouldn't have even been able to guess. But that's a fun one, Riker. Thank you for that. I guess as you can tell, Ottawa doesn't usually go super fancy with their nation picks. There have been players that that played and are signed with NHL teams that came from Croatia. Yeah, absolutely. And it's fun to see players come out of it. In the WHL, the Tri-City Americans have not won the WHL championship since when? WHL championship. I'm not sure. I know they were like pretty decent in like the mid 2010, so I'm gonna guess like 2016 maybe. I have no idea about like actual championships for the CHL, because you have that, and then you also have the Memorial Cup, which I think about that more than the individual like WHL championships, like QMJHL, OHL. Going right in, Moser a chance! Another close call. I don't know if Dobesh got a piece of it, but Moser just coming out of nowhere to get that opportunity. Off his stick. That'll be icing against Montreal. Still just 4 shots. Montreal's on pace for 8 shots in this game, guys. That's the thing, is that Montreal is really, truly, in a lot of ways, I think, just gone for quality over quantity at different points in this series. But with that, since that first goal, have not really tried to get much on Vasilevsky. I can't believe we haven't drafted out of Latvia more, to be honest. Latvia has some interesting ones. I mean, Patrick Rubens, I think, is that, no, I think it's, what is the name from this year's draft? Patrick Plumans. He looked great at the U18s. I'd be shocked if he doesn't get drafted. I could see him as like a 6th, 7th rounder. Good keep now against Solis, shot from the point. Dobesh didn't see it, but that deflects off into the stands. I will say this, Montreal has been incredibly timid these last few minutes. With 9:17 left in the second, they have been giving they just have like let Tampa run the floor of the opportunities right now. They have just been putting shot after shot after shot on net, hoping that something sticks. But Montreal hasn't really done much getting out of their own zone in this period so far. Tampa has had the advantage by a clear margin. Also, there's another reason you haven't heard of Casper Duggan. Grav, you were like 3 years old. Oh, that would make sense. They've never won the WHL championship? Wow. The trick question from Jasmine. I can't believe it. Yeah, Allie's back. Montreal's really struggled in this whole series in the second period. That is true. I mean, it's a strange thing, right? Because this has been like just a clear domination. And I know it must just be like a coaching thing or something. I'm not quite sure. Now, it does change things that Montreal is up 1-0, of course. So they have the natural inkling to just kind of shelter a bit more and be a bit more safe with it because they have that lead. But even then, they haven't even gotten a shot in this period so far. That's what's crazy. And it's not even like, oh yeah, they got like 2 shots on goal, haven't looked that great. No, 0. Since that goal that Suzuki scored, they have not gotten a shot on that, which is crazy to say. I'd love to see the game of hockey grow in other non-power countries such as Japan. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a little bit of change in that direction. I mean, China has a couple interesting ones. You got Hoshi Wang out for a second rounder from the Sharks. You got a I can't remember his name. I think it's oh gosh, he is a goaltender for I think he's a goaltender in the OHL who's a top goalie prospect in next year's class. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I apologize for that. But he looked quite good this year and could be a high up goaltender in next year's class. You got a couple of players from China that could be at least like second mid-rounders potentially. So that's not bad. But yeah, like Japan is one that had like a few contenders, but it hasn't had much materialize. It's interesting that kind of like China has kind of overlapped them, I think, at least a little bit. Yeah, you've had Croatia with Bruno Ejan, of course. But like Slovakia has really taken major strides these last couple of years. They looked great at the U18s this year. With some really interesting players like Adam Gollier as well in this year's class. Switzerland has continued to put up some pretty good talent. Especially in the U18s, you got Latvia that's looked incredible. Like just in general, they've had massive performances in the World Juniors these last couple of years. Not a lot of like for sure NHLers, but a lot of just pro style players. So you have a lot more unorthodox coming out recently, which I love to see. Especially Latvia, man. They've been insane. Gonzalez, a couple of moves, trying to find a passing lane. He'll get to McDonough on the point. McDonough will put it behind the net here for Tampa. Now Dominic James working for it. James, McDonough. McDonough shades around. Good little move. Trying to find James. But good work by Deneau as he gets to that puck first. He gets taken down. I wasn't quite sure if that was a penalty or not. I guess not. And Montreal put it down for an icing against Tampa Bay. Or an icing against Montreal. Or will that be a penalty, actually? Huh. Penalty or no? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Yeah, it looked like just Montreal icing. I think it would be cool for Ukraine and the UK to become hockey powerhouses. Oh, 100%. UK especially would be really fun. It just doesn't seem like there's been like that wave of like actual talents coming out that's like tangible, which is a bit of a shame. I think it also doesn't help that what helps like leagues or places like Slovakia is that they have a really solid men's league. The British, what is it, the EIHL, it's not great. So I think that kind of, it doesn't really help things that you can't, especially for like British players, they kind of have to come over to North America or some other place to really test themselves. Oh, gets taken down. Montreal now up the ice. Newhook gets it into the Tampa zone. A couple of opportunities that maybe could have been penalties, but doesn't look like the refs are willing to call much now. Riker, I can't remember. Let's see. I know. I know that like they recently. Yeah, that I can't find his name, but he was on the he was on like the D1B team. The goaltender I'm thinking of. Let me see if I can find it. If I look up How She Wing as well, How She Wong, I could probably find the actual roster for this. But yeah, the World Championship one, D1B. Let's see. If I go to now, it's interesting. The group, it's China, Estonia, Netherlands, Romania, South Korea, and Spain. So some real intriguing ones there for sure. Okay, and then goalies. Yeah, it's Eric 2. 2 as in TU as the last name. He played for the okay, so he's WHL. He played for the Calgary Hitmen this year, and then he'll be draft eligible next season. There you go. Oh, Tampa power play coming up here. And 138 now left in the man advantage for them. Dusteau gets it as a back pass to Nick Paul. Tampa starting out with their second unit, which might not be much of a surprise considering how bad that first unit played on that first power play opportunity. Back to the blue line, Gonzalez looking for a pass in front. That one went wide off the stick of Paul. Now Dominic James gets some space. Now behind the net. Sprout sit to Gonzalez. Now to the point. Dusteau to Gonzalez. Back to Dusteau. That one shot from the point and they score. Tied game. Charlie Desto, and he gets it, and an absolute rocket for Tampa's 20th shot of the night. Did Dylan James get a tip in front of the net as well? However it goes, it's 1-1 Tampa Bay on a massive power play goal. Tampa starting out the power play with their second unit, and it seems to have paid off. The shot from the point, and yeah, it looks like James got the tip on it. He comes through in a big way from the blue line. Yeah, just a little tip on it, just enough to get it high past Dobesh's glove. And we got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 6:33 now left in the second. You could feel that coming. Tampa Bay was pressuring. They were putting on momentum. They were putting shots and everything they possibly could on Dobesh. And they're finally able to get something going. Final. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting call and a good coaching move there by Cooper to put that second unit out. That line in general, but just the players in Gonzalez and James and how they've been able to create. They've had that pace in this game. The Lightning's top-end players just have not. When you look at it, Point, Gensel, Kucherov, they've really been off their game up to this point. But Tampa's depth is coming through tonight. Dobson with a shot there. Now a clean break for Hagel. A 2-on-1. Hagel, Chiarelli. Hagel gets poke checked by Dobson. What a stick to get it in. Just in time. Now a shot by Moser, and that one goes off the crossbar, it looked like. And Montreal is just able to escape. 11-0. The shot's now in this second in favor of Tampa Bay. Now Kucherov with some speed, trying to get around Carrier, but Carrier, good spin move there. Man, that was looking interesting there for a second. Oh, boy. Hagel, I thought he was going to be able to make that pass, but Dobson just got it in time. But good news for the Habs. We got a Lightning icing here. Man, good stick. What a stick there by Dobson. And it was perfectly placed. Didn't trip Hagel, though he certainly could have. Definitely a lucky situation there for the Habs that this isn't a 2-1 game right now. Tampa dumps it deep into the Montreal zone, and they get to work here. Along the boards, Nick Paul, and that depth for the team continues to grind things out. Gets squirted, though, to Danault, and he'll have some space to work with. Again, Tampa Bay gloves it down. Nick Paul, again, getting some space along the boards. Going for the pass across. Still with it. That loose puck, though, gets knocked away and back into the Tampa zone. Man, what a period that Tampa Bay has had so far. Unbelievable amount of pressure. Gonzalez comes up again. That one blocked by Gghh. And back down to the neutral zone. Tampa just with this relentless attack right now. Montreal does not have an answer. They're 4 minutes away from not even having a single shot in this period. By the way, can we get some actual like momentum for this Montreal team, because they have absolutely none of it. We gotta get some L's in the chat for this Montreal second period. I gotta say, I think it's deserved at this point. Oh yeah, Lithuania, Simas Ignatavicius. What a name too. What a name. But yeah, if you're a Habs fan and if you want to get them going, just put some L's in the chat to try to shake this team up, because they certainly do need it. This has been a brutal second period for the Habs. They had the momentum and they just have spat it all away as Tampa Bay has stormed back, man. Yeah, I've loved Gonzalez. I've loved him for a long. You guys have known. I've put him in multiple like underrated player videos at this point. I've always liked the guy, but he has been so good at using that effort level and just weaponizing it, and it's been a lot of fun to watch so far. I can't lie. But thank you guys just so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys so much. It's been one heck of a game so far. Are we gonna get overtime? I did predict overtime. I'm just saying. I did predict overtime. Let us know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think we're going to overtime. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think we're going to OT. I kind of wanted to. Selfishly. I can't wait for next season when the playoffs get Matthew Schaefer hockey. That's bold of you, Hunter. Very, very bold. You might want to get rid of Braden Shen if they want a chance to make the playoffs. 2 because my heart can't handle it. That is true, Ali. I don't believe you'll survive if it does go to OT. I will say that. Love the passionate commentating. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. And it's good to have you here. And that's the thing, too. Oh, Tampa, too many. This could be the break that Montreal needs. A too many men penalty against the Tampa Bay Lightning at the end of that segment in the last, but right before commercial break. Montreal now with a power play opportunity after getting 0 shots on the board. They have the chance to at least get something on net, you'd think. Montreal's still able to keep it after some chaos along the blue line. Slafkovsky, bad pass though. Hagel trying to get it out, and they get it along to McDonough and down the ice for a Tampa clear. Montreal needs to show some life here. Momentum on Tampa Bay's side. They cannot go down without something, without some type of spirit. Demidov gets it deep into Montreal's end, behind the net. Loose puck, Suzuki, Caulfield, Demidov trying to work for it. That first, potential first line out there. Demidov gets it back to the point. Hudson looking for a passing lane. He'll get it to Slafkovsky. Spins around to Caulfield. Looking for a pass there. He'll get Suzuki deep into the corner. Suzuki back to Caulfield. Back to Suzuki. Now Hudson goes for the fake 1T. Now back to Suzuki. Swerving along. Demidov. Now to Suzuki. Placing Hudson's spot. He'll get a quick shot. That one gloved down by Vasilevsky. But a rebound loose, and the Habs get it again. Caulfield to Hudson. The Habs do at least get a shot on goal in this power play, so you do got that. Hudson, patient with it. He'll find Caulfield again. Now Suzuki, down deep, back to Hudson. He'll go again for the shot. That one goes just high. Demidov back to Hudson again. Oh, but just off the stick. And out into the neutral zone. 20 seconds now left. Demidov comes in himself. Habs reset here. Suzuki looking in. Goes back to the point. Demidov off of his stick, though. Montreal and Suzuki battling for it, but Tampa shoots it down the ice and will get a major kill right at the end of this second period. 2:35 now left. And even though Montreal got 1 shot on goal, that was it. Not a lot going for their man advantage. And now Tampa Bay with the opportunity to strike once again. Big kill there. And really the power plays, besides that, even that Tampa one was just a shot from the point and a deflection. It wasn't anything too fancy. So we'll see what happens there. But besides that one shot, these power plays haven't inspired much confidence in this game. Radish with some time, but that one gets shot into the Montreal bench. Bolduc with a cross check there in the middle of the ice. A little bit interesting. Oh, Chiarelli also high-sticking Hudson, not getting called. So a few potential opportunities that the refs decide to hide the whistles for. As an advocate of UK hockey, just for the names alone, I wanted Ottawa to draft Liam Steele in 2022. It's so many Liams. It's like Liam Steele, Liam Kirk. Like it's all the Liams for some reason. All right, so for the OTs, Frank says yes. John says yes. Jimmy says no. CK with the yes. 2 because my heart can't handle it. 3, I'm just here so I won't get fined. 2 from McLovin. 1 from Rob. I love the OT. True. Very, very true. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal power play for the Habs after a not so great one earlier in this game. Face off in the Tampa zone, and it goes right down the ice again. Another icing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not really a very smart decision by Desto, but it is what it is. Yeah, I feel like just a bit too much passing, especially on the perimeter. They weren't really doing much to get inside the net to really make things difficult. There wasn't a much of a net front presence there. on the power play either. They weren't really pushing inside of the net, and that's kind of the difficulty I see with this Montreal power play. They were looking for some point shots, but it just wasn't really coming, and they weren't really putting Tampa on their heels like they maybe could have, especially on that power play. Lightning 2 men in Game 7. Where was that in 2021? Yeah, that's a crazy thing to happen in Game 7. Is it too many men? You would think that would be a bit more finely tuned at this point. Don't get me started on Brandon Shen. I'm sorry, Hunter. I'm sorry to bring him up. My bad. My bad. Power play was pretty brutal, for sure. That's the interesting part, is that Tampa scored on their power play, but it didn't even look that great. It could have just easily been an even strength play, for sure. What's with all these? What happened there? Was that a high stick? Very strange. Very, very strange. These whistles, huh? Very, very strange. Unfortunately, I have to get to work, and thank you for the excellent play-by-play. There's no way to watch from China, so I appreciate it. Go Habs, go. Monte, I appreciate you coming by. Good luck for your workday in Shanghai. Hope it goes well. Crush those meetings, whatever you have to do, dude. I'll be here in your courts. I appreciate you dropping by, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Hudson, after the face-off win, gets it deep on Vasilevsky. Ayo. Bjorkstrand just slithers it across the board. It's a big collision there. But Tampa will get it out into the offensive end. That one, again, into the Tampa bench, though. And 1:33 now left in the second. Yeah, I'm very curious. Yes or no, chat? Do we see Montreal ever get a shot on net? Ever? By the way, I thought there was a... Was there not? Okay, this is strange. Because Montreal was at 4 shots for the longest time. And did they not get a shot on that power play? It still says 4 shots. And I don't know. Curious, because I thought they did get a shot on there, but I don't know if they didn't want to give it to him. Yeah, my editor Zach said in our Discord, the guy in charge of counting the shots in Game 7 is drunk. Montreal shots don't count, even though they're straight into Vasi's chest. Tampa misses completely the net, and it counts as a shot. There's some shenanigans going on here, I think. They weren't credited with a shot in the power play. It'll probably get corrected in the intermission since they have been doing that in the playoffs. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Because, yeah, that was, like, very clearly in his glove. And whatever. Austin, brother, let's chill out on the politics, brother. Chill out. Special teams win series. Tampa has a weak power play. I mean, it seems like they have, but I guess if they can score from the point on a Dominic James deflection, then that could work out pretty well. But yeah, that first unit was not the move. Tampa able to keep it in. 39 seconds now left in the second. Gord around the boards, but that one just leaks out into the middle of the ice now. Gergenson's first to that puck now. JJ Moser. He'll wait patiently here as Tampa will get one last set of reinforcements and one last rush here to end the second. Moser across. Bad pass, though. Radish isn't able to collect it. That'll be it for Tampa's offensive hopes, but Tampa has some trouble here. They do get out into the offensive. They do get out into the neutral zone. One last shot, but not in time. And that will be it for the second period. Tampa gets one goal to equalize things up as we head to the third period. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get hectic here. Tied game, heading to the third. Let me know. Get some Go Habs, get some Go Bolts. Who is winning this game tonight? Because we are in a stalemate. We are in a tight situation. Who do we think is going to get this W? Oh boy, I cannot wait. Are we getting? I cannot wait. Let's get some. We need some overtime today. We need some overtime. That's all I'm gonna say. I need it. I need it badly. Give me overtime now. Now, hockey gods, I demand it. I demand it. Okay. But yeah, let us know with how this game has gone. Is your score predictions changed? Let us know who wins. Who wins this game? Put a 1 in the chat for Montreal and a 2 in the chat for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm still going Montreal, but that second period was brutal. As it stands, they got 0 shots in the period. I still think they got 1, but even with 1, it was still a brutal effort from them. Not even just the goal they let up, but just the pace that they had was completely interrupted. They weren't able to get out of the neutral zone effectively. The speed just wasn't there. A lot was going wrong for them. But the good news is that it's still even score. So Montreal still has a lot of time to right that ship if they want to. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot more time for Tampa to continue that dominance. So we'll have to wait and see on that. All right, y'all. I'm going to get some more water. We'll be right back for a bit more of a recap of that second period, as well as some more predictions to come. Do not go anywhere. We're going to be here for the third period and potentially overtime if we are to see it. So hope to see you guys there. Oh, Lane with the $10 donation. My man. Thank you so much, dude. Holy crap. I was about to leave for a few seconds, and then Life comes in with the $10. Holy. Can we get some love for him?
Intermission. Are you coming to 30 inches 30 part 2 when Tom Grossi's in Green Bay on June 27th?
There we are. There we are.
I'm going to the Seattle event
Our last
June
donator
2nd.
is
Please be with
there.
Tom either this next week.
Let's see. Okay, so forgot to ask during the first intermission. Are you coming to 30 and 30 part 2 when Tom Grossi in Green Bay on June 27th? I'm going to the Seattle event on June 2nd, interviewing Tom either this or next week. Oh, you're going to interview him yourself, Leif? That's awesome, dude. Green Bay is, I'll be honest, a bit of a trek. Especially, I will be honest too, Leif. I realize that that's June 27th too, and that's the NHL draft. So I will definitely not be there. I unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, Tom. I have to make a rain check for that one. Shouldn't have scheduled it on literally the NHL draft. I realized just now. I'm like, wait a second, isn't that the NHL draft? Yeah, it is. No, sounds like fun though. That sounds very intriguing. But yeah, that'll be awesome. Let me know, like, when that actually happens, if it's like gonna be like a YouTube video or something. So I'd be happy to tune in for that. But yeah, let us know again. 1 for Montreal, 2 for Tampa Bay. Who wins this game in the end? I'm gonna be right back for a little bit of a break, but only for like a minute. You guys know how we roll. By the way, how do you guys rate these pajamas? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. How do you guys rate these pajamas? I think they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. We got a little bit of a. You guys want a little bit of a butt reveal? A little bit of a butt reveal, huh? There you go. Showing off the goods. Showing off the goods. Anyways. Alright, kids. I realized I didn't have any water in my filter, so I had to fill that up real quick. So we're gonna do that live once it's done. I wouldn't recommend it, kids. Don't fill your water filters at home. do it safe. Don't do it in the bedroom, but we're gonna have to do it in the bedroom for a day. All right. Jerseys are back up. We're good now. Oh yeah, I'll be recording a video of that. Oh, sorry, Leif. I thought for a second I thought you meant the butt reveal, and I was like, yeah, why wouldn't you take a video of that? It's awesome. It's great. But you meant Tom. That makes more sense, I will say. Blocking you for the jersey shade. What did I do, Allie? What did I do? If anything, I blocked both jerseys out. So I did it equally. I did it equally. I promise. I promise. Flames drafting Gavin McKenna, the Ruck Twins, and Joe Aginla. I mean, Joe Aginla's fun. I could see it in like the later rounds. I will say, I don't think that's very likely though, because you got wing, and winger. And maybe that's spread out perhaps, but I don't know. I think the big issue with drafting the Ruck Twins is that teams need to have like a mid to late first rounder, I think, at this rate, and you need like, I would say, like a high second. And how many teams out there are willing to just draft 2 wingers back to back? Because that doesn't really happen very often. It can happen, of course, but I'd be shocked. It sucks, but I think unfortunately they're very likely to be separated. I'm actually chilling now that we're tied, but because I refuse to go to be down by any points. No, I mean the Tampa without I'd be elated if I was a Tampa fan, because like you have exactly what you wanted to see in that second, a clear response, and they looked really good too as that period went on. Of course, the goal does help, but they have all the momentum, all the momentum on his side, all the momentum on Tampa's side right now. But unless they keep it, just don't take any more delay of it. No more too many men penalties, no more, and you should be okay. You put the dang Canadians on us. I'm sorry, Allie. What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? You want me to get another chair just for you guys? Come on. Come on, let's get real. Let's get real. Grav, I'll be okay with Brayden Schenn right after. In 3 days, the Islanders win the lottery again, jump their 10 spots to 3, and get Chase Reed to pair with Matthew Schaefer. The greed of this man is insane. This is the greed they talk about in the Bible, big dog. They specifically mention the greed like that. I think you need to leave. I think you'll be fine with your 13th overall pick or whatever the hell. You'll be fine, okay? Just relax, okay? 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 Okay. Okay. It's because they must have ate spicy boiled peanuts before the game and no, just always put Tampa on top. What are these? What is this boil? What is this talk of boiled peanuts? Is it? What even is this? Ooh, look at this. What the? Are you? I'm gonna show this to you guys real quick. This is what Allie has been talking about. I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this peanut talk that's going on right now? This is what she's talking about. Ooh, disgusting. Peanuts were already gross enough, and you had to make them wet and like soggy and like like look at that one. Ooh, nasty. How dare you do that to us? How dare you? How dare you put that into my life, Allie? These like disgusting little creatures. Why are they wet? Who decided to make them wet? Like, who thought, yes, we need to make peanuts, but they need to be wet. Like, whose man's? Whose man's? Fine, I'll be less greedy. Adam Navani, Ryan Lynn it is. There you go. Now you're thinking, Hunter. Now you're thinking. All I did today was help make a breakfast casserole for Teacher Appreciation Week as part of community service of National Honor Society. That's pretty sick. I hope it went well. Great bite. Boiled peanuts are a southern snack. They are amazing. See, that's what's interesting is that I'm from Texas and I've never heard of this. That's what's getting me. That's what's curious. Because I'm from Texas and I've never heard of this. I know people eat peanuts like that, especially at like the fair, but like boiled? Why are we making them wet? Why are we making them wet? Come on. Any college suggestion I should go to? I want to go to Penn State, but now they are rival Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm very biased, but I would say no to Penn State personally. But hey, they'll be paying for a lot of players in the future, that's for sure. I don't choose your college though because of a hockey team. It should be low on the totem pole. Pick because it makes sense for you, and if they have a hockey team, that's a nice bonus, of course. Texas isn't the South? Hold the phone locked and loaded. Texas isn't the South? You gotta make your case to me. You gotta like make your case to me locked and loaded. Because that's I think that's pretty preposterous. That's a pretty preposterous thing to say. Like by definition it is though. By definition. Like it is in the South of the United States of America. Like if you wanted to make the case that is like Southwest, but like I don't think it qualifies at that rate. I would personally say that Texas is in the South. I think if we're going by the map, I think it would get there. Texas's Cowboys is giving Midwestern. What? Midwestern? I'm now in the Midwest. There ain't no Cowboys up here. We don't claim you. If you don't like peanuts, you guys aren't South. Can a man just have taste in the South? Can that not be the case? Because I love barbecue. I love just all the barbecue you can get in the South. Just beautiful, fantastic. Mexican food is brilliant as well, unbelievably good, especially in Texas. You can't get it as good anywhere else. So like peanuts are like fake South food. It's for people that are performative. They want to like chew their sunflower seeds and eat their peanuts, even though we all know that that's not enough food for them. We all know it's performative. Let's be real. Come on. Texas has its own culture and history, completely separate of the South of America, east of the Mississippi. But the Texas culture is what I think most people associate Southern culture as, though, is the thing. That's why for me at least, that's what I would say. I don't know. Barbecue is definitely Midwest. Well, if you're going like St. Louis barbecue, then yeah. But I mean, there's regional barbecue, to be fair. Which, by the way, Midwest barbecue is not good. Like, I tried St. Louis barbecue. It just is not good. It's just not great. Texas is the best, but the Carolinas also have some pretty good barbecue, like the Nashville area for sure. But that's pretty much it, I would say, personally, for me at least. Third period, though, is going to be starting here in a few minutes, folks, even though we got in a little bit of a tangent there. But we'll see. This with how dominant Tampa has been, and just this, I mean, the second period was the more dominant period for sure. But that first period, they were also looking like the much better team. It was just they had that fluke goal against off of Moser that was just a ball breaker for them. But for most of this game, Tampa has had the advantage. So we'll see. Is that experience going to be able to come through? Southeast is the South. Texas is separate. But would you? I wouldn't separate them from like the Oklahoma or like the Alabamas of the world. Like they're in that territory for me at least. Who's looking better, Montreal or Tampa? Tampa for sure right now, Smoking Gun. I mean, the shot difference is apparent, but also just the way that Tampa is playing, they have a lot more speed to them right now. They're getting a lot more on Dobesh, even though Dobesh has been great up to this point. It's just, I would say for Tampa, they're playing a much more structured game so far, but there's a lot more time to go. Well, sweet potato pie and shut my mouth. Rootin' tootin'. I will say, though, like, in terms of Southern stuff, Dallas isn't very, like, stereotypically Texan, so that's a part of things. I don't really have an accent. Not a lot of people in Dallas do. So, by the way, in the second period, the Lightning had 12 shots to the Canadiens 0. Oh my, okay, guys, the graphic they're showing on Sportsnet is diabolical. In the second period, the Lightning had 12 shots to the Canadiens 0. The Lightning had 8 slot shots to the Canadiens 0. The Lightning had 7 turnover chances compared to the Canadiens 0. The Lightning had 3 odd man rushes compared to the Canadiens 0 and had 1 goal compared to the Canadiens 0. So just a pure domination by every sense of the word. That's crazy. Let's be real, there's only one Buffalo. Go Sabres. Frank, do you think that who would you rather face if you're I'm curious, like who would you rather face if you're a Sabres fan? Tampa or Montreal? Because I feel like it's pretty similar potential outcomes, but I do still feel like Tampa would have the advantage if they were to face Buffalo, but I'm not sure. Who would you rather face? Who scares you less, I guess, is the question. I don't know, man. The way that Tampa is playing with the experience they have, I would probably go Montreal at this rate. Hey, Emma! Welcome to the stream. I have your chapstick, by the way, right now, because I've been dying, honestly. I haven't used any chapstick since before I went to the rink, and that was not a good decision. I probably should have used it earlier. But I love you. Lightning played against the Lightning, Lightning played against the Lightning in the second period. Sure, let's go with that. What do you mean, Smoking Gun? Oh, did I say the Lightning had whatever amount of shots compared to the Lightning 0? I mean, Montreal had 0 slot. They had 0 shots, 0 slot chances, 0 odd man rushes, 0 of everything across the board compared to Tampa in that second. It was as domination as you can get, really. And now with this third period starting, I'm not really sure what to think, because as was mentioned earlier, Montreal has been really bad in pretty much every single period of this series. So I'm curious to see if they're able to ramp things up. Someone mentioned that they would put more shots on the board. I think it was CK who mentioned they put more shots on the board in the intermission. They still have not given the Habs their shot from that power play beforehand, which was very strange because it went right into Vasilevsky's glove. So you'd think it would they just see that and would give them the shot on goal, but I guess not. So at least from how it is right now, the Habs got 0 shots in that second period, which is kind of ridiculous. Shots right now, though, 21-4 in favor of Tampa Bay. 1-1 between Montreal and Tampa Bay with 19:20 to go in the third. Guys, I just want overtime. I want overtime so bad at this point. Just give it to me. Montreal has had some possession to start out this third, though, as Tampa will sky into the middle of the ice. Lane Hutson, though, gets some speed. Kind of gets crushed, though, by Hagel on the boards. Good work there by number 38. And now the Lightning will get the puck back as Radish puts it up. Intercepted by Lane Hutson, though, right in the corner of the blue paint. Good play by Danault to keep it in. Gallagher back to Danault. A little bit of a vintage Montreal pairing right there. If only they had like a a Josh Anderson on it or something. But Tampa gets it out of the zone. Now Montreal comes up again to know some speed, giving Tampa some fits here in their own zone. Montreal pushing pace well to start out this third period. Kind of what you wanted to see after how brutal that middle period was for them. Anderson a bit shaken up along the bench. Interesting. Can I name the United States President's Grav? I would make this country so incredible you guys would not even understand. I would force every single kid to play hockey. We will demolish Canada every single tournament. Instead of like mandated national service or something like Finland or like South Korea does, we're going to make sure that every kid has mandatory hockey camps. And they're going to love it, dang it. They're going to love it, whether they like it or not. That's my plan. That's my plan, America. What do you got? I get like 0 votes because only like 5% of the population cares about hockey. But my base would be really up in arms for me. That's all I need. I'd get a lot of Pennsylvania votes. I'd get some swing states like Pennsylvania for sure. Not much else though. Evans gets a good turnover there. Goulet now up the ice. Montreal will get some space here. Carrier will get it back, but Tampa Bay's forecheck has been relentless in this game so far. Montreal hasn't had a lot of time to just get the puck up clean. Now you have a line change here. A Bolduc as he'll split it into the corner. Gallagher with some pace ends up putting the body up on Bjorkstrand. Tampa, though, does get it out as a good play by Gonzalez will push into the offensive zone. Tampa keeps it, though. Gonzalez puts it behind for Bjorkstrand. Working for it. A loose puck there. Off the glass. Bjorkstrand still with it, but Anderson just chips it enough to get it into the defensive end. Or into the neutral zone, I should say. Montreal has had a bit, at least 3 minutes in, they haven't had a shot on goal, but they've at least had a bit more life than they had in the second period, which I guess it's something. I guess we'll take what we can get at this point. Matheson up the ice. Now for Montreal, their last shot was 24 minutes ago. 24 minutes ago. Well, granted, it was Vasilevsky did save on the glove, so I don't know why that wasn't counted, but still. One shot in 24 minutes, basically. Montreal with a good bounce. Slafkovsky trying to dump it out, but didn't get much on it. But a good interception by Demidov. He enters the zone by himself. A good pass gets into the corner there for Suzuki. Now Suzuki to Demidov. To the point. Chiarelli trying to battle for it. Good work by Hagel, though, and then it'll go back to the middle. Tampa is able to get that line change they desperately needed. Montreal now Dobson. Working around the pressure of Kucherov. And now they'll just get reset as well, as both teams now have fresh lineups up on the ice. Coming up through center is Caulfield. He'll sky it right up into Rainbow, into the Tampa end, right behind the net now. Worked off by Caulfield again. Back to the point. Carrier looking. Not a great play though by Deneau, and that one's just completely given away. 2-on-2 here for Tampa. Corey Perry coming in. He'll shoot it. That one just high. And a lucky souvenir for somebody in the stands. Let's see. Austin, why are we mentioning U.S. presidents, dude? No more, Austin. No more. We're good, brother. We're good. Don't worry. Good plan. Got my vote. Thank you, Sloppy Tuna. At least I have one. I have one vote. I can bank on that. I think if the Habs can put one on net and go up, they might be able to hold off Tampa. At this rate, they might have to. That might be the game plan. Just get Suzuki to deflect another puck off of Moser, and there you go. There you go. It'll be perfect. Super easy, right? Super easy. Oh my gosh. Who was that just got absolutely demolished? 2-on-2 now forming for the Lightning. Oh, just offside. Nick Paul. Really Actually, never mind. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was very clearly offside. Very, very clearly. Let's see. Oh boy. We're not even 5 minutes into this third. There's been a lot of whistles. A lot of back and forth, which I think does favor Montreal at this point. You don't want to have Tampa continue with their momentum, but Montreal really has not been able to get much going still. They've entered the zone a bit more effectively, but not really able to keep much on the cycle going. Tampa's, again, we've been talking about them all throughout today, but this line of Dominic James, Gonzalez, you have Bjorkstrand there too, who's really looked good tonight. Those three have been so good at suppressing play. They have not let Montreal get much going. They've been first to pucks. They've been physical. They've been relentless. And you look at it right now in the forecheck, you got Bjorkstrand turning over the puck right there. Great chance for Gonzalez, and Dobesh gets it in the chest for the save. What an opportunity, man. I got to say, Gage Gonzalez might be my GOAT for real at this rate. Like, just so good. But great play by Bjorkstrand. Feeds Gonzalez right in front of the net. All alone, too, man. Good thing Dobesh was there to save the day. I do have amazing buns, right, guy? Cheers. Face-off win by Tampa Bay. From the point, Moser. That one deflects, though, wide off the net. Kucherov with a quick little shot. Trying to get Dobesh off his rhythm, but he'll cover that. As Tampa now 24 shots compared to Montreal's 4. Guys, Montreal, we need to have a conversation at this point. Montreal, we need to sit you down, have an intervention, because this is just kind of getting embarrassing at this point. Like it's been like what, like 28 minutes since Montreal's last shot on goal. And icing against Montreal. This is, guys, this is rough. This is rough. This is getting rough to watch at this point. Like, Montreal has been just overwhelmed. And the interesting part is, it feels like they've just been overwhelmed the entire game. That's what's most interesting to me, is that it's really just been a consistent thing. Tampa Bay looked great in the first. They looked unbelievable in the second, and they're just continuing where they left off in this third period. Slafkovsky, though, gets the loose puck to Suzuki, and Vasilevsky will make a save. Guys, Montreal with a shot on goal. Lemieux. They've done it. They've finally accomplished their goal of a shot on goal on Andrei Vasilevsky. Can we get some just W's in the chat for the Habs? They've done it. They've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Finally. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Suzuki was like, enough of this. Enough of this. We just need, like, just something, please. Now the Habs come up with some space in the offensive zone. Slafkovsky tries to deke around everybody. Gets to the puck afterwards. Now Slafkovsky again behind the net. Backhands it to the point for Lane Hutson. That one gets deflected again, though. Now a 1-on-1 for the Bulls. Hagel with a quick shot right into the chest of Dobesh, though. And Hagel with a spirited after whistle play. Has to keep careful not to get in the penalty box there. Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't really done... They haven't really, at least for Tampa's shots on goal, they haven't really had a lot of danger. It's been a lot of shots on Dobesh's chest so far. Grav's getting flashback to 2019 and 2022 Dallas Stars Game 7s. If only... Oh, I was going to say, we need more of like a Jolki Viranta in the bubble type of Game 7, in my opinion. I'd like that a bit more, personally. They had a shot on the power play. I refuse to be told otherwise. Yeah, me too. Same thing here. But if they're not going to count it, then it's like, What can you do, I guess? But I will say, it is miraculous. It is miraculous how much Montreal has turtled in this game, and it's still tied. Like, that is insane to me. And Montreal has 5 shots on goal. 5 shots on goal. I can count them on one hand. 1! And we're like halfway through the third period. How is it even possible? I'm not sure, but it is really funny. I will say that. I gotta say, my 4-3 prediction might not be looking great right now. It's looking a little cooked. I'll say this, it's looking a little cooked. Let us know, what were your guys' score predictions before this game, and are they as cooked as mine? I remember there was one earlier saying 2-1 Montreal, so that could be a possibility for sure. Much more of a possibility than 4-3, I'll say that. Much, much more. Brutal, man. They're showing the feed of Vasilevsky's reaction to that Game 6 OT goal, and he had no thoughts in the brain. That was really interesting. He just like leisurely skated like it was any other game. He's been locked in. I mean, he saved what he's needed to. It's hard for a goalie in this type of spot, though, when you face so little in front of you to still be sharp, especially this late in the game. Paul, after the face-off win, comes right in, but a big block shot by Aidan Delaney. And Montreal sends it into the Tampa territory. Lilleberg now behind the net after facing some forechecking there from Josh Anderson. Tampa gets it up the ice. Good work there. Now Nick Paul with some speed gets around Danault. Paul again shaves him off. Gets some space to work with. He'll find Gord. Gord across, but right to the stick of Gghh. And now Caulfield will rainbow it into Tampa's net. Vasilevsky almost had some trouble with it. And now Montreal and Tampa beef together. Anderson going after Lilleberg and Paul. A one-man wrecking crew right now. He has 3 different lighting around him. Insane. I had this being a high-scoring game, like 5 or 6 total. Yeah, I mean, I had it in similar range. I think I had 7 total goals. That ain't happening. There's no shot that's happening. Right, guy. Hey, see you later, dude. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, man. Are we really gonna get? I desperately want this to go to overtime and Montreal have like 7 shots total. That would be just the funniest outcome, I think. Out of what we have to work with right now, I think that would be kind of the best. But I do need this to go to overtime. Genuinely. What are we thinking? Does this game go to overtime, or is there like a late third period goal? Something greasy, something just out of nowhere. That's kind of what I feel like this game is trending towards. My voice might not make it if we go to OT, though, I will say. 13:15 left in the third period. Is Sportsnet's scoreboard not working anymore? Very strange. It's like stuck at 13:18. Coming in, some speed here by James, but he gets just absolutely worked around by Lane Hudson. Kept in the blue line by Chernak. Deep into the zone. Here comes Gonzalez. Again, this line looking to get something going. But Montreal just gets it out. Bobbled on Chernak. He wasn't able to keep it in. Yeah, I'm thinking, again, Caulfield has not had much of an impact in this game. I was expecting much more from him. But really, I mean, I could say that about so many Montreal forwards right now. They just have, especially the top-end ones. Like Suzuki has, again, not really made much of an impact. Here he comes, though. Suzuki gets a shot there. That went off a blocker and into the stands. I know that he has the one goal that Montreal has, but, like, it was such a fluky goal, like, that I don't really attribute it too much to Suzuki. The rest of his game hasn't really been there. So, I mean, you're looking for the top-end guys from Montreal to show up here, and they just have not been able to create. Lane Hudson has been doing the most, but that's pretty much it. I will say Tampa's defense, I think, has played astoundingly well, too. Just has not let Montreal get anything on the inside. A lot of block shots, just getting in the way of passing lanes. Not much has opened up in the slot. Dusteau, after the face-off win for the Bolts, gets it around the boards, chips it ahead to Guentzel now. Deep into the Montreal end, Bolduc puts it above a couple of Tampa defensemen. Now Gallagher ends up shooting it in. Breaks the stick of Dusteau, so he'll have to recover another one from the bench. Lilleberg almost iced it, I thought, but Corey Perry and the Bolts keep it going. Braden Point along the boards, looking for some space, trying to maneuver around Mike Matheson. Cornered there, but he gets it to Chernak from the blue line. Shot there. Rebound. Oh, that one just went off of a body and it seemed like hit the net. Or hit the net by the glass. Point is another one that for Tampa hasn't made a humongous impact yet. But he had a good play there, opening some space up free for Chernak. Oh yeah, it went off Dobesh's like pad somehow and like ricocheted into the netting somehow. Yeah, true. That first goal was very Waluigi pinball, 100%. Matheson, a little bit of trouble. He uses that skating, though, to get out of it. Good little play there, but doesn't do much on the bobble. Now back into Montreal's end. Off the boards. Newhook wasn't able to get much on it. Yeah, they have Caulfield with Deneau and Gallagher, and or Anderson. It's an interesting pairing, I will say, especially for Caulfield. I'm not sure if you have the playmakers there necessary to really get the puck to him, but if Caulfield's not going to be really playing that well, then what can you do? Montreal gets some reinforcements here, though, as Deneau gets it to Caulfield. Caulfield springs away from some space. He gets a shot there. Blocked again from the point. Shot by Gghh. Another block by Tampa Bay. Gghh again. Looking. Trying to pass it across. Now a shot from Dobson. That one gets blocked again. Another opportunity. Another block by Tampa Bay. Right there, Anderson couldn't get it on net. Montreal have a couple opportunities. Gghh for Dobson. Dobson across to Caulfield. That one just wide of the net. Montreal keeps it in. Dobson passes it across to Deneau for Gghh. Now back to Dobson from the blue paint. He'll shoot it. Another block by Tampa Bay. You can just add them up at this point. Another shot from the point by Montreal. That one goes wide, though, and Tampa Bay will get it out. Montreal has really first sustained pressure in a long time. And we will now head to the second half of the third period. Suzuki going around a couple defenders, stays patient with it and sends it back to his D pair. Matheson out for it. Getting it across, passed in a connect, and now Tampa puts it back into Montreal's end. Kucherov with it, dangerous now. In the corner, he gets some space. Hagel, Kucherov, back to the blue line. A pass, trying to find Kucherov again, but a bit of an overpass there, and isn't able to connect. Loose puck finds Hudson in the right space at the right time, and Montreal, Demidov, he's able to get it out just enough to find Suzuki, and now Montreal reset in their own end. Suzuki across to Slafkovsky. Patient with it, he'll find Hudson, he'll slap it across the boards, trying to find Suzuki on the other side. Slafkovsky wins the battle. Back to Newhook. To the point it goes. Hudson. Shot. That one blockered up by Vasilevsky. In front of the net. They score! Off the rebound. Montreal. Greasy as it comes. Fools Vasilevsky and Alex Newhook with the 2-1 goal. Unbelievable. I think it went off the glass and Newhook was able to deflect it. Able to almost baseball bat it into the net. Oh my goodness. It started with some great work by Slafkovsky to keep that puck in, win that battle. And after Vasilevsky blockered it off, it went off the glass. Newhook takes it. He just bangs it out of the air and it goes off the back of Vasilevsky and somehow, some way into the net. Wow. After Montreal had been dominated shift after shift, play after play. Just one shift is enough. One sustained pressure is enough. And Newhook with the heads-up play is able to make it 2-1 for the Montreal Canadiens. Okay. Two absolutely crazy goals for the Montreal Canadiens in this game. And now they have the advantage. Newhook's first of the playoffs, and what a time to get on the board. Assisted by Lane Hutson and Caden Gooley. Just their 8th shot of the game. Yeah, Frank, you mentioned earlier, just got to get one, and that's just one for you. My goodness, man. What a these Montreal goals have been so weird, but you got to give respect to Newhook for having the heads up to just bat it onto Vasilevsky, and Vasilevsky had no idea what was going on there. But now Tampa comes right up. Bjorkstrand looking, glove down by Dobesh. That line continues to put up opportunities for Tampa, but not able to get past the Habs' young netminder. Oh, man. I'm totally stealing that line and applying it to multiple aspects of my life moving forward. I feel bad for the lining a little bit. Yeah, man, just pure domination by the Bolts. Pure domination. Like, Rob says quality over quantity. I don't even know if I agree with that. I mean, like, especially not the Suzuki goal. Maybe the Newhook one, I guess you could make the case for. That was just a smart heads-up play, man. Smart heads-up play. Greasy as it comes. Yeah, the epitome of a greasy one, 100%. And that was, yeah, I mean, obviously, Frank was kind of calling it earlier. If Montreal can just get one, they can hold on. That's kind of what's happened up to this point. They still were, even with Tampa's onslaught, they were still able to keep it a tied game. They didn't go down in this game, which was huge. That, I think, has been the difference thus far. They've kept themselves in it. Dobesh has been unbelievable so far. And that's really been a huge, huge difference up to this point. Greasy quality? I could see it then. I think that's a good way to put it then, at that point. Yeah, sorry, Allie. That's pretty brutal. It's a good thing I'm not cheering for the Bolts in this series necessarily, because my goodness gracious, that would suck. Those goals would be brutal. Just brutal. Ugh. Yeah, somebody. Where is Allie? Where is Allie? We need to figure this out. Because my goodness, that's just a brutal way to go, man. What team do you dislike the most? Chicago, Matt. Chicago. I just have never liked the Blackhawks. And it's not even. It's something where like I don't like them. I don't hate them as much as I used to. Is the thing. Just because of some of the youth that they have. So that's really helped things. I don't think they're much more tolerable now, I think, than they used to be. So that I think is a big part of things. But I would say still they'd be up there. That's a good line by UT for sure. For sure. Yeah, shots are 26-8 right now, but one team has the lead and one team doesn't. Lilleberg across. Destoa shot there, almost leaked through on Dobesh, but just sprinkled wide. Fight in the corner as Point gets to it now. Destoa back to Lilleberg, trying to play off and chip it to himself. Now Perry for absolutely nobody there as Anderson gets to the puck first. But it's still loose. Good keep in there by Gensel. Gensel, somebody that needs to come through here for the Bolts. Gensel puts it on the slot to absolutely nobody, though. And the Bolts will have to reset here with 7:15 left in the third. Ladies and gentlemen, get some go Habs, go. Get some go Bolts. Get some good love for your team here as we end off what could be an interesting third period here. We'll have to see if Tampa can reset and try to rebound here. Suzuki, quick shot and gets off the pad of Vasilevsky, but now Tampa comes up. Kucherov with some space. He dangles through, but can't get through another layer. Chiarelli after the loose puck now. To the point, Radish. That one way too wide, though. Kucherov didn't get the tip on it. But now Kucherov in front. Couldn't get it to a streaking Hagel. I will say, too, Kucherov is another one that kind of needs to step up. He's not been much of a factor in this Game 7. The lowest number of shots by a winning team in a Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs is believed to be 15, set by Lightning in the 2004 Stanley Cup final. Interesting. Imagine the Lightning get a taste of their own medicine 22 years later. But hey, Montreal has 10 now. They have 10 shots on the board. Chernak goes through his legs, and Montreal, fortunate bounce there. Matheson able to squeak it out, and another clear for them. That'll be an icing against Montreal with 6:01 left in the third. Oh, man. I can get behind adopting the Wild the rest of the playoffs. A lot of Americans on that team, that's for sure. I would be on the train if they didn't just dunk on my Stars. That Hawks mini dynasty was so good, and that's why I hated him to start things out. That was definitely a factor for sure. Big face off here though in the Tampa zone. Paul, who's been good in the dot, wins another one, but Montreal was able to get to that loose puck in time and get it back into the Tampa end. This is just going to be pure defensive hockey for Montreal. Not many risks are going to be taken here. But Tampa shanks it around the boards. Let's see. Montreal having a little bit of trouble with the puck, but Doc's able to get it out. Okay, there we go. I'm curious for Tampa what their game plan is with the big guys, because that's kind of been their weakness in this game. Even though they've had the possession factor, the problem is that the Kucherovs, the Points, the Gensels, they've not really been much of a factor in that dominance. It's been the depth that Tampa has had. So in like an empty net situation, do they just ride like the Gonzalez line? Like what would they be thinking there? Because that's the hot hand right now, at least. I just had 2 hot dogs, fries, sweet tea, and now I'm having a protein quest cookie. Wow, that's a pretty nice dinner right there, Jasmine. Not too shabby. Gold medal Americans. True, Urban. Gold medal Americans, for those that don't know. Or needed a reminder. Yeah, if you're let me know in the chat, if you're Tampa Bay, do you just go for the depth? You just like play those guys? Because at this point, why would you play like Gensel and Kucherov? Like it's crazy to say, but they have not been good. Like they haven't just not been factors, but they've just been like net negatives. And that's what's craziest to me. Who's more important to the Wild, Boldy or Kaprizov? Absolutely Kaprizov. I mean, Boldy is electric. He's awesome, but there's a reason why Kaprizov's making 17 mil, Kyle. I will say that. There's a bit of a difference. A bit of a difference, I would say. Just slight. Though Boldy is an absolute just stud himself, too. So you got to factor that in as well. What a weird game this has been, folks. 2-1 Montreal as they have been dominated in the possession. But all that matters is that win in the end. Newhook with that unbelievable heads-up play has been the difference maker up to this point. And we'll see if Tampa Bay can respond. 5:25 left in the third. Chiarelli comes up. Enters the zone, flips it across. Opportunity there for Hagel. Loose puck there, but nobody's on it for Tampa Bay. And now Montreal comes up. Slafkovsky on a potential 2-on-1. Slafkovsky comes in, shoots, but that one breaks his stick. And he'll have to reset after that rush. Brutal luck there for the Habs. 5-minute warning now, folks. We're getting into stretch time. Get some Go Habs Go. Get some Go Bolts in the chat. Get some good luck for your team as we finish this third period off. Dominic James, some good moves. He comes in. That one just off of Dobesh's glove. Turned over right behind the net. Doc just able to get it out of the zone. And it'll just be pure grind hockey here for Montreal from here on out. Matheson uses his skating, leverages it well, and gets it out of the zone. Great play there by number 8. Montreal able to get some pressure here along the boards. Newhook, the hero so far, gets it deeper into the end. Dusto for the Bolts. Now Kucherov out. He'll dangle through a couple of options, getting it into the zone. Tampa off the block or off the leg of, I think it was Texier. And back in the Tampa end again. McDonough for Chernak. Now up the ice for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand to Gord. Oh, close there. Now Chernak comes in. He shoots it. Rebound there. Nobody knows where it was until it hit the corner. And Texier is first there for the Habs. Good luck there for Montreal. Nobody knew where it was going, including Dobesh. But now McDonough chipped along by Dominic James. Suzuki first to that puck, though. Matheson across. Slafkovsky chips it ahead. Coming in with some speed is Suzuki. Suzuki comes in. Tries to get a backhand pass to Danault, but now stuck behind the Tampa net. Danault with an opportunity. Slashes around, but it finds Moser. And now he'll come up with it as Tampa resets and gets a few fresh bodies on the ice. Radish ahead for Hagel. Hagel comes in looking for the forecheck. Montreal, a couple of bodies on it first, though. And some good work around the wall. Gets it done. Back down the ice once more. 2:53 left in the third. Will Montreal punch their ticket to the second round to face the Buffalo Sabres? Or can Tampa get this back tied? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Wouldn't be surprised if Tampa empties their net pretty soon here as well. 2:35 now left. Dusto with it now for the Bolts. Back pass. That'll find Dominic James. This line getting just all the opportunity in the world, and why wouldn't they? They've been the ones to create so far. Bjorkstrand to James. Goes for a couple of options. Lilleberg now tries to put it in front of the nets. That one covered by Dobesh. And we'll get a whistle with 2:12 left. Good work again by that Tampa line. My goodness. You have to go with the guys that won you back-to-back cups. That's the thing, Richard, but like, man, it's just nothing doing for them. Especially Kucherov. I did see a stat. I think he's like, I think in this game, in game 7s, Kucherov has 0 points at like all time. Or something like that. Are you going to stream the Wild versus Avs second round game 1? Probably not. If the series go to game 7s, though, I'd be up for it. As a Bruins fan, yeah, I got to go Sabres over the Canadiens. I would expect that, Mark, for sure. Sabres are just kind of easier to root for if you're a Bruins fan, I'd imagine, even if they beat you. I don't think it was a vicious series by any means. Empty net now here for Tampa Bay with 2:12 left in the third. Will we see Tampa Bay rise to the occasion, or will this be another just devastating defeat in round 1? Again, since 2022, Tampa has not advanced past the first round. And we'll see if they can get something going here and change that trend. Big battle along the corner of the blue line. Radish digging deep into it, and that'll get whistled down with 2:01 now left in the third. Go Sabres from Zip fan. Canada rules from Heather. As a Wild fan, they're equally important. I could see that, Urban. I would still prefer. I would still put the slight. I would still give the edge to Kaprizov, but Boldy in terms of his goal scoring has been massive. A big face-off here in Tampa's zone. Montreal doesn't get control, but now Evans gets to it. Doesn't get it out of the zone, though. Tampa, good keep. Chiarelli now across to Kucherov. Trying to find a passing lane. Radish not there, and back down the ice. That'll be another icing. 1:41 now left. And the clock is going to tick slowly but surely. Every second mattering to these two teams. Montreal just trying to hold on for just a bit longer to get to the second round for the first time in this core's history. We'll see what they're made of here. Nick Paul the face-off with Jake Evans. And both of them very, very eager on this face-off. Tampa loses possession, though. Matheson along the boards and back down the ice again. 1:33 now left in the third period. Icing waved off, and Tampa will have to reset here up the ice. Braden Point gets around Suzuki. Gains control again after losing it a bit. Now back to the corner as Dobesh got a piece. Going to again is Point. Now Gensel wraps around the boards to Kucherov. Back to the point. Radish wasn't there. Just dumbfounded play by him. Wasn't in the position he needed to be in. And back to the neutral zone it goes. 1 minute left now in the third period. Tampa, Montreal game 7. Montreal gets the possession. Down the ice it goes. Nick Suzuki right there. And just past the net. Just a few inches off. And it didn't go in. 48 seconds now. Slavkovsky right there with possession on it. Blocked in front by the Bolts. 40 seconds left. Do they have the opportunity to strike? Point gives it away. Back down the ice it'll go. Slavkovsky with the space. Goes right in. Dinks around. Oh, what a stick by Hagel. 26 seconds now left. Tampa with one last opportunity. Kucherov trying to balance it. He gives it away. Anderson loses it. Back down the ice. Chipped in there, but offside with 13:4 to go. Oh, man. Slavkovsky, what an opportunity to end it, but Hagel just got the stick on it. Wrapping around, somehow kept it out of the net. I don't know how he did that. What a play. We'll see if Tampa can avenge themselves here. Oh, man. 13.4 to go. They got to win the face-off if you're Tampa Bay. It's a must. Oh, now 15.3 seconds to go. They've changed the clock a little bit. And they'll go for a timeout here. All right. All right. Man, it's put up or shut up time for the Bolts. Will they have enough to get it done? There's not a lot of clock left with 15.3 to go. And we'll see if Slavkovsky, not being able to bury it, will come back to bite them. Oh, man. Oh, man. I did see that Carbonneau scored, Richard. I didn't see Villeneuve's goal. Not yet, at least. I'm guessing it was sick, because most things that Villeneuve scores on are pretty sick. I will say that. This is it if you're Tampa Bay. Timeout was really, I think, needed if you're the Bolts, too, because they were not looking very calculated. But a big opportunity here. Empty net once again for Tampa Bay. Huge face-off as well in the neutral zone. The Habs win it. Great play, but the Bolts get it back again. Dumped in by Radish. The Bolts end up just giving it away again, though, and back down the ice. Oh, into the stands. Wait a second. 5.7 now left in the third. Did that get glass at all, or is that going to be a delay of game? Oh, wait a second. Is that going to be a delay of game? This can make things interesting. Yeah, Mike Matheson to the bench for delay of game after he doesn't get anything on it. Shanks it right into the crowd. Yeah, just barely. And with 5.7 to go, the Lightning will have another player on the ice to potentially work with. Not a lot of time, but if Tampa can get the face-off win, that creates a lot more options for them. 6.3 now on the clock. It all comes down to this face-off. On the dot will be Nick Paul for the Bolts. For the Canadiens, Jake Evans. Oh, will it be another timeout? I'm guessing so, right? It wasn't sick, but he scored with 48 seconds left to tie. Oh, that's pretty sick. That's sick in and of itself. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, poor Allie. Maybe they're too stressed. Who knows? That's probably what it would end up being, honestly. Yeah, timeout here for Montreal after Tampa took their timeout. So just making sure that the gang is aligned. But we'll see. It's not a lot of time here for Tampa Bay, but they'll have to make sure they have their formation right after the face-off. That's really all they can hope for at this point. Just get one shot on net, maybe a rebound opportunity. That's all you can really hope for at this point. 6.3 left in the third, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the stream. We are almost here. After all the timeouts, after all the thinking, it's now time to drop the puck. Paul and Evans, they win the face-off. Back to the blue line. Kucherov, a shot blocked by Montreal. Down the ice it goes. And the Montreal Canadiens win Game 7 and advance on to the Buffalo Sabres in round 2. A heroic block shot right at the end. They're able to get it out just in time. And Alex Newhook with the game-winning goal is the difference in Game 7. 2-1. It didn't matter how many shots Montreal had. All that mattered in the end was the score, and they hold on just enough to advance on to round 2. Man, what a effort by Jakub Dobeš, who has been absolutely incredible throughout this series. Comes up in big moments, keeps Montreal in it, keeps them tied even after Tampa scored, and was a huge reason why they're off to round 2. We got a Buffalo-Montreal second round, folks. That is going to be absolutely sick. Let us know, Buffalo or Montreal, who wins in round 2? Well, get your predictions down in the chat down below. My goodness gracious, that was awesome, though. What a crazy win for the Habs. It wasn't pretty, but they don't ask you how. They ask how many. And the Canadiens get the advantage on the scoreboard at the end of the day. What a brutal defeat, though, for a Tampa team that, again, just was not able to fulfill the potential they had. Another season where they had it and let it go away. Just brutal, man. But yeah, GG's to the Habs fans. Round 2 is going to be an absolute movie. And we'll see. If you guys want to see some streams for that, let us know in the chat. I'll let you guys know, but if that ever comes up. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this Game 7 stream. And thank you all to the donators and the new members as well jumping on. It's not too late, of course. If you want to become a member here today, hit that join button next to the subscribe button or hit that link in the description down below. Exclusive videos every single week, and it's a big opportunity to help the channel as well as get some perks of your own as well. So if you guys are enjoying the streams, enjoying the videos, it's a great way to support the channel that way. But thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys a ton. And I'll see you for the draft lottery stream. We're going to be there for on Tuesday night to see who wins first overall. Be there or be square, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll see you there for that one. Have a fantastic hockey day.